to the voice of Baylor women's basketball, Derek Smith.
Back at home in the friendly confines of Foster Pavilion, Baylor women's basketball is back today. The number 7 ranked Bears will host Moyne, the Dolphins of the Northeast Conference. Baylor 3-0, looking to build on a good start to the season. The win over Duke 2 Mondays ago, followed by a win over Lindenwood last Sunday. They got our first true road win Friday night, and now here we are, less than 48 hours later, back at it again in Waco against the Dolphins of Moyne. Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us. Alongside Lori Fogelman, I am Derek Smith, and boy, it is a quick turnaround. You think about it, just under 48 hours ago, Baylor was fighting hard against UNLV. Lori, they were down by 6 points going into the fourth quarter before some spirited defense and some clutch plays helped them head back to Waco with a win. And now you get that quick turnaround. You know, it's not a traditional lead up to a ball game. The team was in the air yesterday afternoon. They went through film yesterday, and I think you're going to just kind of see how do they respond to a little bit of a challenging travel situation and just kind of coming out and trying to play well against Moyne today.
You know, it's a different kind of way to start the season. I mean, he started off flying overnight to Paris, France, and spent some good time there. And yes, we said Paris, France. That was a very different way to start the season, unusual. And the Bears came away with a great win there. Then came home and played Lindenwood, a little bit of an uneven performance there. And then really ran into what I would call just one of those trap games. You had to turn around, fly, be prepared that next day to go in front of a sellout crowd there in Las Vegas. You have to give UNLV a lot of credit for having a tremendous atmosphere, but then you also have to give a lot of credit to Baylor, and especially sophomore guard Talia Scott, who helped lead that team in the fourth quarter to a win over UNLV. It was great to get that kind of gutsy win where you just did not let yourself get buried, which you really could have. They kept the Lady Rebel lead very manageable, and then were able to really close it down with that 19-5 fourth quarter frame to remain undefeated on the season.
You know, there's two things that are true. You wish you weren't down 6 points headed into the fourth quarter. You wish you didn't give up kind of a rough third quarter to UNLV. By the same token, you sort of find out how your team responds, and they responded well there on the road in Las Vegas on Friday night. You mentioned Talia Scott, another big game for her. She had 12 fourth quarter points. You know, this is going to be a different look for the Bears, and I think we're going to see this more and more this year. There's going to be games. There's going to be maybe a lot of games where there's not as much balance, and that's not necessarily a bad thing because Talia Scott is such a good scorer. You want to get the ball in her hands, and sometimes you just let her make a play within the confines of the offense.
You know, I think you have to do that, and I think Baylor recognizes that. She is one of those players who they've all said is buckets, is just an absolute bucket in that period. But what we also saw was some other players who really stepped it up. Especially Yuting Dong. I mean, just really finally found some rhythm and some confidence in that game. And you saw the same out of Kyla Abraham. Kyla, who was just a menace, especially on the defensive end, and hit 2 key free throws right towards the end of the game that weren't the prettiest things in the world, but it doesn't matter as long as they go through the hoop. And we also saw just the value of other players. If it's not going well offensively for Dariana Littlepage-Bugg, she is there to make sure that she pulls down every rebound she can possibly do. And then the importance of Bella Fauntleroy. Baylor really missed her in that third quarter. And Coach Nikki talks about just how she is a calming force for the team offensively to make sure that everybody is in the right position and runs the right plays. So she's a really a big key cog. But you've seen every single one of these players, Markayla Johnson coming off the bench, who really contributed to that win. And I think that's another one of those confidence boosts. Now you're back home, and you want to make sure that you really put it all together here in front of the home fans.
That's what you like to see, really a complete game today, offense, defense, and we'll see if they can do that today for 40 minutes. And I think that would speak well coming off of that win less than 48 hours ago against UNLV. This is the Conecuh Sausage Countdown to Tip-Off show. Still to come, we're going to talk defense. Had a good conversation with Tony Green before the game today. We're going to share some of that with you. We'll also talk about the Baylor bench and some things that we'll see with this, hopefully the continued emergence of the bench when we come on a little bit later on. We'll visit with Bears head coach Nikki Collin. That's a little over 10 minutes away from now. We'll get her thoughts on the win against UNLV and the job that the bench did and the job the bench needs to continue to do. We're brought to you by Conecuh Sausage, made from the finest cuts of pork from their patented blend of seasonings and then smoked over a pure hickory fire for that true hickory smoked southern flavor. Conecuh Sausage is always great on the grill and perfect for tailgating. Pick up a pack and enjoying your family's favorite recipes at any meal of the day. Conecuh Sausage, a game day tradition and the official smoked sausage of the Baylor Bears. We'll talk defense when we come back, getting you ready for Baylor and Moyne at Foster Pavilion along the Baylor-Waco-Brazos Riverfront. Fans making their way in, Baylor out on the floor, and we'll be back after this here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. When it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. But with the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud.
Here's a tip. Don't buy from social media ads unless the ad is from a verified company. When you click those ads, you open yourself up to fraud. If it seems too good to be true, it almost always is.
This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
Come see why Green Eye Associates is voted best in Waco year after year. Enjoy exceptional service and care from Dr. Leanne Green alongside her dedicated optometrist and staff. Receive trustworthy insights on your eye health. Enjoy the impressive variety of contacts and eyewear and work with the most experienced optical team in Waco. Don't miss the new state-of-the-art dry eye therapies that rejuvenate the eyes and face with safe, non-invasive treatments to restore comfort and quality of life. Green Eye Associates, official optometrist of Baylor Athletics.
Premier ER and Urgent Care has all the convenience of urgent care with all the expertise of an ER, all under one roof. At every visit, be seen by ER-trained staff with on-site lab and CT, X-ray, ultrasound, and EKG. Here, you pay for the appropriate level of care that you receive, and we are in-network with most major insurance providers. Premier ER and Urgent Care has 4 convenient locations serving Texas, Marcos, Temple, Waco, and Woodway. To learn more, visit www.premier.care.
Do you want to earn points while cheering on your favorite Baylor teams? Join Baylor Bold Rewards. Track your attendance on the Baylor Sports app across athletic events and earn points towards prizes and experiences. Download the Baylor Sports app or register online today at BaylorBoldRewards.com and start earning your points today.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Season Baylor 3-0, Moyne 1-1 out of the Northeast Conference. The Lemoyne Dolphins, you might say, why are they the Lemoyne Dolphins? It has to do with the virtues that the Dolphin embodies because they're located in upstate New York. So it's like the Utah Jazz, or the Los Angeles Lakers. They're the Lemoyne Dolphins, despite being in the northeastern part of the country. So just a little fun tidbit about our friends who have been in the Division I level now for their 4th season.
What a change to make, to step it up as far as the Northeast Conference goes and play in the Division I level. In Northeast Conference, we probably know St. Francis the most often in the NCAA tournament, and so it's they want to come in and be a bit of a measuring stick of being able to play Baylor, and they've got quite a schedule ahead of them. A lot of Division I. Some well-known names that they're going to play before they head into conference play. So.
Yeah, they had to play Pittsburgh to play the Panthers after this game today.
Like Monday or Tuesday, I think. So
yeah, they're doing the same kind of schedule we were this past weekend for sure. But for the Bears, an opportunity to I think it's again another one of those games that it's about what you do.
Yes.
And I think we saw a good defensive effort on Friday night. Coach Nikki said imperfect. We had some technical issues on the postgame interview, but she said, we're winning, but we've got to get a lot better. And, one area I was talking to Tony Green today about the defense a little bit, and he's talking about how it's different. Last year the defense was so much of the defense was set up by Jada Walker's ball pressure, and so there was a downstream effect. The defense had she had a good downstream effect. This year you don't see as much of that from the point guard spot, bringing it down the floor. But Baylor has better rim protection than it's had since they've been here. And so it's almost like, he didn't say this, but I almost take it that the focal point, change it. It's still that ball pressure defense, but the center of gravity moves a little bit. You've got that elite rim protection now, whereas you had that elite kind of on-ball defender in Jada Walker. And yet we've still seen, no matter where that center of gravity is, we've seen strong output. He said, the perimeter defense this year, we've got greater length. Maybe there was more talent where we were late last year than we have at this point this year, but we've got greater length on the perimeter to make up for that. And then, of course, down low, it's even stronger with Kirsten Johnson, KJ, and Kyla Abraham. Has the potential to be elite.
They had a block party and at UNLV on Friday night, and sometimes Coach Nicky said, that may be you getting behind and with that kind of the number of blocks, but my goodness, with KJ with a career-high 5, you had Kyla Abraham who had 3, and a lot of them were blocks that you needed in that particular moment. You may not have been in the greatest defensive position in the world, but you look at where Kyla Abraham was towards the end of the game where, a minute and a half left, and she's out there at the top of the perimeter. That UNLV was trying to get the ball in the hands of its three-point shooter, and Kyla had none of that. That was a resounding block that she ended up grabbing. She got fouled, hit both of her free throws, and so that was one of those blocks that came at a very key moment, and then she put an exclamation point on there by just knocking down two free throws. And sometimes I think we've seen a lot of maturity out of Kyla. She can still be the funniest thing, and the way I watched her run out on the floor, she's just kind of goofy, but Kyla Abraham, when she sets her mind to it, because of her great length, I think she's looked at as like 6'3", but gosh, she sure seems to play a lot bigger than that. I think her body, I think her arm extension can really be elite, and she and KJ are pretty formidable when they're out there on the floor together.
Something else that leads into is the bench on the defensive and offensive, and you've got a lot of players who are, we all know that Coach Nicky's system, both ends of the floor, is more complicated than some. It takes some embedding. You got embedded in your muscle memory, your DNA a little bit, and I was thinking about the bench when we were looking out there, and the bench was successful Friday night, but you look, Yu-Ting Dong, she's played fewer than 20 collegiate games. Markayla Johnson, she's a true freshman. You see Kyla Abraham's really the veteran, but she's not someone who necessarily has the ball in her hands or is defending 90 feet most of the time. I think Kira Pemberton is still finding her way, and so point being in all that, there is a lot higher ceiling for this bench's ability to sort of grasp what's taking place out there and really get the hang on both the offensive and defensive end. The ceiling is a lot higher than what we've seen through the first 120 minutes of basketball.
One thing
we'll hold that. Sorry about that.
Will.
We're about to we're going to take a break and come back with more here. We'll have the starting lineups when we come back after this. It's Baylor and Lemoyne on the Conecuh Sausage Countdown to tip-off here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Bluebonnet Health Services has been caring for Central Texans since 2004. Bluebonnet is locally owned and operated, which allows them the most interaction with patients each and every day, promoting compassionate care and integrity. They provide hands-on attention to their patients through a staff with years of experience. Bluebonnet Health Services provides home health care, supportive care, and hospice. Remember, it's your health, your choice. Ask your doctor for Bluebonnet Health Services.
If you're stuck in a high auto loan rate, it's time to call an Audible.
Hi, I'm Joe Betsy Tyler with Central. When it comes to your auto loan, you don't have to stay in a bad formation. Call the right play. Refinance with First Central and get a lower rate, fast approvals, and a team that knows how to win local.
Visit firstcentralcu.com and apply today.
First Central Credit Union. Everything we do for you.
Membership and loan policy requirements apply. Member NCUA.
The Toyota Trucks Game Day sales event is on, and there's no one key to victory. You need strength. You need power. You need agility. You need a team that shows up ready to win. And Toyota trucks? Yeah, they bring the full roster. The Toyota Tundra and Tacoma are built for it all. With available bed-mounted power outlets, massive towing capability, and a cabin fit for your crew, Toyota Tundra and Tacoma don't just show up to game day, they dominate it. Kick off the season with big savings during the Toyota Trucks Game Day sales event. But hurry, these deals won't last forever.
Toyota is a proud partner of Baylor Athletics. Wear green, haul gold in a new Tundra or Tacoma. Built to take you wherever the road leads, on game day and beyond. Visit your local Toyota dealer today.
Toyota, let's go places. See packages and options at toyota.com for feature availability.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
And Orthopedics. Baylor Scott and White Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics brings the home team advantage to Central Texans. First for Baylor's opponent, the Dolphins of Moyne. They wear green and black uniforms with green letters and numerals, white trim. They are 1-1 on the year, a loss to St. John's, a win over Lafayette. Their starting lineup looks like this today. One forward out there, and it is their leading scorer and rebounder on the year, Ashley Baragas. Baragas, 14 points, 12.5 rebounds per game, coming off of a 2020 game in their win over Lafayette. And then the guards, the Clark sisters, the older sister, Eli Clark, 13.5 points, 7.5 rebounds, 4.5 assists. And then her freshman sister, Caden Clark, 15.5 points, 5 rebounds. The other two guards, Sierra Lennon and Jessica Wangelo, combining for 9.5 points per game. So for Lemoyne, Wangelo, Clark, Lennon, and Baragas. For the Bears, same starting lineup we've seen out there. The forwards, Bella Fauntleroy coming off a great defensive effort against UNLV. Dariana Littlepage Bugs a point away from a double-double Friday night. And KJ, Kirsten Johnson, a career-high 5 blocks in the win over the Lady Rebels. And then the guards, point guard Jana Van Geitenbeek, 4.5 assists per game. And Talia Scott, 25.3 points per game, the reigning Big 12 player of the week. So for the Bears, Van Geitenbeek, Scott, Fauntleroy, Bugs, and Johnson. Our starting lineups are brought to you by Baylor Scott and White Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. They bring the home team advantage to Central Texans. From injury prevention to enhanced recovery, team up with us to get back in the game. Our conversation with Coach Nikki is straight ahead. We'll get her thoughts on the defensive effort in the fourth quarter, the job that the bench can do as they continue to grow, all of that and more when we come back to Foster Pavilion with Coach Nikki on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
See for yourself why Green Eye Associates is voted best in Waco year after year. Exceptional service and Dr. Leanne Green, along with her dedicated optometrists and staff. Receive trustworthy insights about your eye health, enjoy the impressive variety of contacts and eyewear, and work with the most experienced optical team in Waco. Don't miss the new state-of-the-art dry eye therapies that rejuvenate the eyes, face, and neck areas with safe, non-invasive treatments to restore comfort and quality of life. Visit GreenEyeAssociates.com. Green Eye Associates, official optometrist of Baylor Athletics.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. When it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. But with the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud.
Here's a tip. Don't buy from social media ads unless the ad is from a verified company. When you click those ads, you open yourself up to fraud. If it seems too good to be true, it almost always is.
This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
Today we have two very guests on our program, introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So we could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right. Oh, I like it. So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip. Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
Premier ER and Urgent Care has all the convenience of urgent care with all the expertise of an ER, all under one roof. At every visit, be seen by ER-trained staff with on-site lab and CT, X-ray, ultrasound, and EKG. Here, you pay for the appropriate level of care that you receive, and we are in-network with most major insurance providers. Premier ER and Urgent Care has 4 convenient locations serving Texas: San Marcos, Temple, Waco, and Woodway. To learn more, visit www.premier.care.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Bears back at home today against Moyne, and it's time for a pregame visit with head coach Nikki Collin. Baylor coming off a hard-fought win Friday night at UNLV. And Coach Nick, you look at that game. UNLV took an 8-point lead in the third quarter. You trail by 6 going into the fourth, and you look at the defensive numbers, just 5 points allowed UNLV in the fourth quarter. They made just 1 field goal. The ladies stepped up. Take us through kind of, the good and the bad of that a little bit in the second half. Getting down like you did, but then also responding in a tough road environment.
Yeah, I think we were impacted with foul trouble. Bugs getting foul trouble in the first half. Bella significantly impacted our defense, being in foul trouble in the third quarter. In our flow, I thought, ultimately, I thought Jana was struggling and going to Talia at the point and really playing the bench more. I'm super proud. I thought Yu-Ting had a little bit of a breakthrough game. I thought they attacked her at the defensive end. She got better as the game went along, and then just confidently stepped up and made shots, through stretches where we were struggling. But we've always focused defensively in practice. We probably spend 45 minutes straight dedicated to defense every practice, and then outside of that, we're working on offense, defense, offensive, schemes. So, I think we've relied on our defense late, both in Duke and the UNLV game, and I think we're finding ways to be good down the stretch, finding ways to score. I think when you have Talia Scott, that helps. Because I think she's a player that can go get you a basket, and if you'll consistently defend and rebound, good things will happen. So, playing on the road is never easy. I thought going into that environment where they've been really good and picked to win the Mountain West, I don't think people understand how good UNLV is. I think Lindenwood's picked to win their league. So our schedule's been a little more difficult than maybe it appears on paper in terms of this Power 4 world. But, I think we're learning how to win basketball games.
You mentioned Ting, the bench, a good game, outscored UNLV 16-8. Ting had 8 points. For this team, maybe this is an obvious question, but how important is it to get more of that from Ting, from Markayla Johnson to continue to improve for this team to think long-term where you want to be?
Well, when you think about the way we play defense and the pace we play at, so those two things, we're not a containment. In some ways, we're a containment D, but we pressure, we deny. We expend a lot of energy at the defensive end of the floor, and then offensively, we like to play fast. So that's why the bench is important, and I think even an 8-player rotation that you trust night in and night out with the ability to go to 9 makes you deep. I mean, yes, there are teams out there playing 10, but very few. When I look at box scores, you're seeing a lot of teams play 7, but you have to have 7 in a clean rotation where you can keep people around 30 minutes a game and be really solid in your post and your guard rotations. And so I think, our players playing to the best of their abilities. Ting's a better offensive player right now than defensive player, but if we can get offense out of her, then that's a good thing coming off our bench. If we can get energy and effort from Markayla and Kyla, and good screening and things like that, it doesn't mean our bench is going to be always a high-powered scoring machine, but I think our bench can really give us a lot of energy. It can give us rebounding and really help us be a better team.
It's Baylor in Moyne today, visiting with Coach Nikki Collin. And Coach Nikki, I want to ask you about Darren Little-Page Bugs. You look just 24 field goal attempts so far through the first 3 games, and there's a lot of factors leading into that. Different players out there. What are some of those factors, and what are some of the ways that kind of look to get her more involved on that offensive end?
Well, I think some of that, in the last game, I thought 9 shots in 24 minutes, plus getting it fouled and going to the line. Bugs is a 32 to 35 minute a game player, so I think her getting in foul trouble impacted, her shot production. I think the game before, I thought Bella just took a lot of shots and was super efficient. Talia took a lot of shots and was super efficient. And so that could be the flow. I thought she got shots off at Duke and, was someone who searched shots and searched. So I think a lot of it is just, it's 3 games in. We've got to take a deep breath and relax. I thought, Bugs missed a couple layups against UNLV, clean looks at the rim. That she's usually going to make, and she would have had her typical double-double. And so do we need to learn to flow in actions better? Yes. Is she impacted by, the loss of Jada and Sarah and the way they shared the basketball? Yes. But we're going to get her there. I think, we're finding ways to get her in action. She's played some 3 in both of those games, and that takes her away from her comfort zone. When you think about Duke and you think about UNLV, because of Bella being in foul trouble, I shifted her to the 3. So that impacts her shot production. So, I think she's going to find new ways to score, and I'm not really concerned about her. If Bugs stays locked in and does the things she does and rebounds and runs the floor and finds space and rolls, everyone so far has switched screens with her, so she has had a hard time rolling behind. So I think it's finding new ways to score. We're going to start the game putting her in a screen action. So I thought she was really efficient at the end of the game in the 4th quarter, put her in a middle ball screen action. She hit KJ on a roll and made a really nice play. So going to find more ways to get her in action, but I think it's too early to worry about that.
Coach Nick, you've talked about liking to see your team sometimes in situations that are uncomfortable, how they handle discomfort, and I don't know how much this qualifies as that, but you think, about 45 hours ago, you're playing a hard-fought game against UNLV in their place now. You're back at home with travel in between. Is that helpful to give you a little barometer on how your team handles things?
Yeah, we really challenge them that, we're tired, we've got a little cold flu going around, as you can probably hear in my voice, and so you had travel. We came back last night and, did not have a practice for Moyne, had a film session and had massages and recovery, and so it comes down to their maturity, how they show up, and really dial in and focus on the game plan today. So I do think there's adversity in this. I think there's adversity in road games. I think there's adversity in turning around and coming back and playing a game quickly. But it's tournament style, certainly not necessarily road and then home, but how do we respond, and really stay focused when we're watching film and digesting what they do. The advantage of playing Lindenwood was Lindenwood ran a lot of the same stuff that Moyne runs, so we've had opportunity to work at the chin, Princeton elbow series, and so hopefully that helps prepare us for today.
All right, thanks very much. Here's head coach Nikki Collin with the pregame comments. We'll have the tip straight ahead here from Foster Pavilion coming up on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Hellberg Barbecue is a family-owned business started here in Waco, Texas, and serve the local area.
Yes, sir.
They love to cater all kinds of events, big and small. Serving Baylor and its families is one of things, and they even ship barbecue nationwide. Check them out while here in Waco or online and support one of Waco's local barbecue restaurants, Hellberg Barbecue. Salt, pepper, and a whole lot of prayer.
Hi, I'm Jim Turner at Jim Turner Chevrolet in McGregor. As we celebrate our 10th year anniversary, I want to say thank you to all of our customers. Our dealership is more than a business to me. That's why when you come see us for a reliable new Chevy or award-winning service, we treat you like family. Come see our new collision center, now open to serve you even better for many years to come. Enjoy the game, then come see us at Jim Turner Chevrolet in McGregor. Together, let's drive.
Fox Sports Radio, 93.9 K230CK and KRMX HD3 Wake.
This is Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Brooks wants to drive in on it.
There's two commercials that we did not. I don't do those during when we were on post game.
Top of the key in traffic. Leroy, here's a three from the left side, and it's good.
Today's game brought to you by Central National Bank, proud season sponsor of Baylor Women's Basketball. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, championship partner of Baylor Athletics. Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance online to find a local agent today. Baylor Scott and White Health, the official hospital and healthcare system of Baylor Athletics. Your healthcare, your way. Libman, America's trusted brand name in cleaning. TFNB, your bank for life. The official bank of Baylor Athletics. Premier ER and Urgent Care. Feel better now. Get ready. Tip-off is just moments away. Now, back to the voice of Baylor Women's Basketball, Derek Smith.
Conference 1-1. Baylor, ranked number 7 in the nation, 3-0. Back here at home, it's Kirsten Johnson at midcourt to jump against Ashley Baragas, and we will get this going. The tip is in the air. KJ sends it back to Jana Van Geitenbeek, and we are underway. Game number 4 of this young 2025-26 season. First play going to Dariana Littlepage-Buggs. She puts it on the floor, has it knocked away by Baragas, and that's a turnover on the first possession. Baragas got a hand in there as Buggs was setting up at the free throw line. So now Moyne back the other way. It is Baragas once again, who had a 20-20 game for them in their win over Lafayette. She sends it outside to Eli Clark. There's 2 Clark sisters on the floor. Clark has the ball knocked away, and then chasing the loose ball, Moyne is called for a foul, and that is Eli Clark, the older of the 2 sisters, called for the first foul of the game, loose ball style, chasing after the loose ball.
Boy, I know the defense early, loose balls, and Buggs turned the ball over the first time around, but Buggs was also the one who made sure that Baylor ends up with the possession again.
Buggs has it at the top of the key at the other end. Lobs it down low to KJ, spins in the lane. She has it partially blocked, got it back up in the air, but could not hit. Offensive rebound chased down by Bella Fauntleroy, and we've got a whistle away from the ball. Are they looking at the shot clock, or let's see, they are taking a quick look. Nope, they are not resetting the shot clock, so I don't think that drew iron.
No, that one did not.
So,
although against UNLV it did it, and they didn't reset the shot.
That's true. Yeah, that was a pretty bad miss on Friday night, but
this time it's done right.
Yeah, the official gave a thumbs up to our table crew here at Foster Pavilion. Bella Fauntleroy will play it in. She's got Buggs, KJ, Scott Van Geitenbeek out there. Plays it into Van Geitenbeek. Swings it right side to Scott. Around to KJ's screen. Nice little bounce pass as she cuts on the pick and roll, but she loses it out of bounds. KJ does. It'll stay with the Bears with 8 to shoot. That bounce pass, she couldn't quite get to it in a crowd. Luckily, Baylor will keep it with 8 on the shot clock. Van Geitenbeek looking to play it in, having a little trouble. Bounces it to Buggs, right of the lane, steps into a little pull-up jumper and buries it.
I love that shot where she was able to dribble and create some space just towards the interior part and just knocks down that 8-footer. Buggs gives Baylor the lead.
Baylor on the board first, a minute into the game at 2-0. It's Baragas with the ball, right elbow, outside to Wangalo. Wangalo stripped by Bella Fauntleroy, and it's stolen away. Great defensive effort as usual by Bella Fauntleroy. Now Talia Scott has the ball knocked away, and Moyne steals it. Well, both teams have struggled with the turnover here early. 2 apiece. Baylor is 1 of 3 from the field. Moyne has yet to attempt a shot. It's Wangalo high on the left side, sees a lane to the basket, floats it up over Buggs and misses. Rebound hits the floor. Jana Van Geitenbeek grabs it, and here she comes running point. Really looking to find her rhythm after coming back from that torn ACL last year. She dribbles to the left baseline, sends it outside to Buggs, spins in the lane, gets to the basket and rolls it in. Nice maneuvering there, Moyne.
Buggs is determined with that basketball, being able to, again, create space, change your dribble angle, and go in for the left-hand side. And great to see Buggs be able to knock down those shots.
Another turnover. KJ knocks away a pass, leading to the breakaway layup for Buggs. She's got all 6 of Baylor's points. And Baylor has a 6-0 lead, just over 2 minutes gone in the first quarter.
Oh, that is huge for Baylor to have Bugs have such great success here in the early going. That can only bode well for Baylor.
Here is Lennon with it high on the left side, sends it back up top to Clark. Eli Clark bounces it top of the key, finds Baragas. Baragas looking for a teammate, finds Clark in the corner, who simply fumbles the ball out of bounds. Fourth turnover for Lemoyne. Now Baylor has forced the first three, but that one was really an unforced error on Clark, and we're going to see their first substitution. Michelina Lombardi checks in, a senior guard who is looking for first points of the year. 2.5 minutes in, Baylor leads at 6-0. All 6 points by Dariana Little-Page Bugs. Good start for her. She takes the feed, gives it back to Van Guyten. Big thought about a three, but Lennon was right there. So she bounces it low post left side to Bella Fauntleroy, who's called for an offensive foul, establishing position. First foul on the Bears. That was a strong move by Bugs, and maybe a bit too strong for the officials' liking. Still a 6-0 Baylor lead. We go back the other way. It's Wangelo running point for Lemoyne. Ends up in the hands of Lombardi. She backs up near the midcourt stripe with Bella Fauntleroy guarding her. 3 minutes gone in the ball game. Lemoyne looking for their first points. Here is Baragas sending it outside to Lennon around the screen. Steps into a three and knocks it down.
I think Baylor got hung up in a screen that time, or a switch rather, and so you ended up with Lennon outside and with an easy score.
There's an easy score for Baylor, and right back as KJ fires a fastball through the lane to a cutting Fauntleroy, who lays it in. Now Lennon's going to try another three. That's Clark, I beg your pardon. Too strong, but the rebound ticked back to the perimeter, and they're going to get another look at it. Lombardi outside to Lennon, this time from the right side. That one's too strong. Weak side board to Dariana Little-Page Bugs. Baylor with the ball and an 8-3 lead. 6:20 to play first quarter, and a moving screen is called on KJ as Baylor crosses midcourt. That's KJ's first foul and the team's second. And well, we saw a few of those moving screens Friday night, Lori.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that on film the coaches were talking about against UNLV. It's like you've got to find that spot on the floor and establish your feet, or else if you move, that's why you get a moving screen.
Here is Lennon giving it off to Baragas. Baragas puts it on the floor, looks for a cutting Lennon, finds her in the crowd. Bugs ties her up. They pass that to Lennon, cutting right baseline, and Dariana Little-Page Bugs just clamped down, and that forces the jump ball. It's going to stay with Lemoyne with 13 on the shot clock.
Yeah, Bugs didn't get that ball. Janet was in position to get it as well.
Clark to play it in. Another substitution out there, Peyton Dincher in for the first time. She takes the inbound and hands it off to Clark. 8 to shoot. Clark on the dribble, bounces to Baragas. 5 to shoot, dribbles inside, gets the defender off her feet. That's KJ, and lays it in. That cuts the Baylor lead to 3 at 8-5. 4 minutes gone in the first quarter. Van Guyten to Talia Scott on the drive, sees a lane to the basket, hard drive, flips it in with the left hand. She didn't need a whole lot of room there. Conveyor, the doors were closing, and she just dribbled right through the elevator doors and laid it in. 10-5 Baylor. That's Talia Scott's first shot attempt of the game. There's another steal by Baylor. Pass ahead from Van Guyten. Back to KJ. Good two-teammate game there, and KJ cashes in with the layup.
Well, KJ did a great job just reading the offensive pass, got ahead of that, and Jana streaking down the floor for Baylor, and then she rewards KJ with an assist and a bucket.
Baylor up 12-5 halfway through the first quarter. 13 seconds to shoot for Lemoyne. It's Clark bouncing it to Baragas. Back to Clark, coming downhill, steps into a free throw line jumper and knocks it down. Pretty shot there, makes it 12-7. Baylor has 12 points, all 12 in the paint, half of them off of Lemoyne turnovers. Here's Bugs putting it on the floor, spinning it over to Fauntleroy. Fauntleroy cuts down from the left side of the lane and hits.
Baylor is 7 of its last 7. Bella with a nice drive from the left-hand side.
There's your doubling them up, 14-7. 4.5 to play first quarter. Clark with a behind-the-back dribble to the free throw line. Jana stays with her defensively, sends it out to side to Lennon for a contested three. Long rebound off the floor, grabbed by Jana. Here comes Van Guyten into the front court, surveying the scene around a Bugs screen. Bugs cuts back inside, but Jana will fire it outside. Dangerous pass, but it's grabbed by Scott. Oh, Scott beautifully sees Bugs open down low, zings a fastball across the lane for 2 more.
That was great vision from Talia, but the Bugs was the one calling for the ball. call because she was all alone underneath the basket. Baylor 8 of its last 8 shots.
Markayla Johnson and Kyla Abraham will check in on the next dead ball for the Bears. We're under 4 minutes to play first quarter. They'll be the first substitutions. There's a pass to the right side of the floor where Clark misses a three. Weak side board grabbed by Bella Fauntleroy. And here come the Bears again, up 16-7 with 3:40 to play in the first quarter. Talia Scott, hard drive inside, count the runner, and put her on the line. Boy, it looked like Lemoyne even got a hand on the basketball. She maintained the dribble and got to the basket, absorbed the contact. She'll have a chance at a three-point play.
I have no idea how Talia Scott found space there. I saw black shirts everywhere, but finds her way to the basket and gets rewarded with a bucket, and then when we come back to play, an opportunity at a three-point play.
The 2025-26 women's basketball season is presented by Central National Bank, proudly serving Central Texans in Waco, Temple, and Austin. Bank different, Bank Central, Central National Bank. Baylor 18, Lemoyne 7 with 3:38 to play in the first quarter. You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Serving Texas since 2007, Magnolia Realty is a full-service brokerage led by expert industry knowledge and a commitment to community. With kindness and integrity at the forefront, every agent is equipped to help you navigate the market and make the real estate journey your own. Whether buying or selling, feel supported with an award-winning agent at your side from first offer to contract and close. Magnolia Realty serves cities including Waco, Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, Temple. Learn more at magnoliarealty.com.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. When it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. But with the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud.
Here's a tip. Don't buy from social media ads unless the ad is from a verified company. When you click those ads, open yourself up to fraud. If it seems too good to be true, it almost always is.
This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Will be headed to the free throw line after this timeout with a chance to make it 19-7 if she was fouled as she made a layup moments ago. But it's a good start for the Bears. It's a good start for Dariana Little-Page Buggs. You know, we asked Coach Nicky about that in the pregame interview, Lori. You know, Buggs has only taken 24 shot attempts coming into the game, and as Coach Nicky said, there's myriad reasons for that. And, you know, look, I think one of them is you're learning to play with some different players out there. Talia Scott is more of a scorer than Baylor's had before. That changes the dynamic of the shots that are available, but it's clearly a priority to get the ball to Buggs. They're figuring out how to do that within the flow of this offense, and boy, they're doing it early and often here against Lemoyne, and that's nice to see.
It is, and I'm so glad that those buckets, the first 6 points for Baylor scored by Buggs, especially the first play that she had, she ended up getting the ball knocked out of her hands and turned it over, so she didn't let that negative turn into another negative. She ended up just letting that fuel her, came right back to and scored in her first 6 points of the game, and that just makes, when Buggs can make sure that her confidence stays at a high level and she plays at that All-American level as well. But the other things that Buggs has done, she was assisted on Bella. She ended up finishing on an assist for Talia Scott as well. So Buggs just really getting into the action here in the first quarter, and that's great to see.
Well, Talia Scott, the reigning Big 12 Player of the Week at the free throw line, where she converts at a 90% clip on the young season, and she buries the free throw to complete the three-point play and push the Baylor lead to a dozen at 19-7 with 3:35 to go here in the first quarter. Markayla Johnson and Kyla Abraham checked in on the dead ball. They're out there on the floor for the Bears right now. With a hand in her face, Peyton Ditcher knocks down a three. Talia Scott is in front of her, but she had just enough room to fire the three and knock it down to make it 19-10. Baylor with the ball and the lead. Some other substitutions out there as well for Lemoyne. They've got Rachel Lynch, a tall player out there. And right as I say her name, Dariana Little-Page Buggs drives right by her for a left-hand layup.
Boy, she's in double digits already.
Also out there for Lemoyne, Peyton Dincher, who checked in. She off their first player off the bench. And Amaya McLeod is out there as well. Here is a handoff on the right side of the lane, and an offensive foul. A moving screen is called on Rachel Lynch, the 6'3 freshman, her first, and the team's second. And that'll give it back to the Bears with just under 3 minutes to play first quarter. Baylor with a 21-10 lead. Abraham and Johnson out there. As we said, Baylor's bench outscored the opposing bench on Friday night for the first time this year. I'd like to see that become a trend here as Bugs puts it on the floor. Nice move, fires it down low to Abraham. Fight for the ball as the pass was fumbled. She's able to save it. They kick it out to Talia Scott, who travels with it. Oh, I thought she was going to fire the three. She decided to clear some space with the dribble, but didn't quite have the timing down on the dribble. 2:36 to play, quarter number one. Baylor up 21-10 over Lemoyne. There is Wangelo out there. Wangelo playing with Clark, Lynch, McLeod, Ditcher, and the other Clark sister. Both Clark sisters are out there as well for Lemoyne. There's a reach-in foul called on Kyla Abraham. That's her first, the team's third. She tried to spike the pass away and instead was called for the foul from behind. Now, McLeod hits the floor, and another foul is called. This one on Bella Fauntleroy, who looks a little frustrated. That's her second foul. And that'll bring Yuting Dong off the bench, coming off her best game as a Bear. 8 points on Friday night. All of them needed. She had some fourth quarter points. She played some big minutes out there in the fourth quarter against UNLV, and she is out there in place of Bella Fauntleroy. Just picked up her second foul with 2:28 to go first quarter. Lemoyne plays it in. Densher has it. She tries to skip a pass, and she does so past McLeod, and that bounces into the hands of the Dariana Littlepage Bugs. Nice crossover dribble by Talia Scott, but she's too strong on the mid-range jumper left side of the floor. Wangelo with the rebound. Ahead to Densher. Thought about stepping into a three. Has to get rid of it. Bounces it down low to Lynch. Lynch unloads outside to Wangelo. They're going to reset the offense in the half court. Markayla Johnson got a hand on the pass, nearly stolen by the Bears. Boy, it looked like Scott had a steal, but she couldn't quite hold on to it. Lemoyne saves it. They pass it into the corner, and nearly another turnover as Bugs knocks the ball out of bounds. They were trying to pass it into the baseline from left to right as mass substitutions come in for the Dolphins. They essentially bring their starting lineup back out there. 10 points now for Dariana Littlepage Bugs. The esteemed Colin Pirtle tells us it's her first double-figure points game since Duke, obviously, in the opener, the 58th time in her career.
Big back in the game, too. Talia Scott gets a chance to head to the bench for a little bit of a rest.
Inbound comes to, that is Lennon. She gives it back to Lynch, who's too strong on a three out of the right corner. Abraham clears the rebound. Jana Van Geitenbeek into the front court with 1:40 to play. Sends it outside to Markayla Johnson, who's off the mark on a three. The ball bounces right into the hands of Dariana Littlepage Bugs, who has a chance at a three-point play. She got the offensive rebound and absorbed contact as she just rolled it over the side of the rim and in. 12 points for Dariana Littlepage Bugs, a season high, and a chance for one more here at the free throw line. The foul on Praise Matthews.
Perfect from the field today, 6 of 6, and she was able to pull down that offensive rebound after the miss from Johnson and just do a couple of double pumps to be able to take that contact and score.
Free throw is perfect, as you could hear. 95 seconds to play first quarter. Baylor with a 24-10 lead.
She's perfect as well, and Baylor also, I think it's always good to say, Baylor also is perfect from the free throw line as well. They've been really good from the charity stripe this year.
Minute 20 to go first quarter. Lemoyne with the basketball. Clark outside to Lennon, quickly unloads a long three and hits it. Well, I think, she's a good three-point shooter. She is over 40% on this season, and now Abraham is called for a moving screen again, and Coach Nicky does not like that call. That's 2 on Kyla Abraham, and she'll have to take a seat. That's the 5th on the Bears. And here is Kayla Nelms for the first time. The sophomore out of Miami. Limited playing time this year, but she's getting an opportunity early here today. Great opportunity for her to really play well and earn some more playing time. Coach Nicky not happy with either of those last 2 foul calls. And did Markayla Johnson absorb some contact? She's actually over there with trainer Chalisa Fonsa applying a towel to her lips, so she might have absorbed some contact there.
I saw when she was going through, fighting through that screen on that three from Lennon. She was really holding her mouth in.
Here is Lennon with the basketball, gets it back from Clark. She shoots it quickly, and that three is in and out. Good look, just didn't quite stay down. Bugs with the rebound, long outlet ahead to Talia Scott. A transition three is too strong, and it bounces over the backboard and out of bounds. Baylor is up 24-13 with 50 seconds to play here in the first quarter. You know, Baylor got off to a great start last week against Lindenwood, just like they have today against Lemoyne. Let's see if Baylor can maintain that better than they did last week. So far, so good. Here is Baragas with the basketball, top of the key, bounces it on the floor to Clark for three, rattles out. Here's Dong with the rebound. Baylor can't quite play for the last shot, but they're going to play for a shot, and they're going to slow it down here as Van Geitenbeek angles to the center of the floor. Coach Nicky wants him to drain the shot clock here and get a good look. Bears up by 11 with 20 seconds to go in the first quarter and about 5 seconds between the clocks. Here is Bugs with the dribble, a handoff to Dong. On the weave, they send it over to Scott, around a Nelms screen. Pick and roll, bounce down to Nelms. It's knocked away, out of bounds. It'll stay with Baylor with 3 seconds to shoot. Nice pick and roll design, but the bounce pass was a little high, and Nelms didn't get a good read on it and fumbled it away. Luckily, last touch by Lemoyne. Baylor has 3.2 seconds to get a look as Jana plays it in from the baseline. Basket to her right, having trouble, bounces it into Bugs, and it's knocked away. Bounces it into Nelms, rather, and it's knocked away and nearly stolen. Maybe are they going to, so here's the question, was that a change of possession, or was that just a deflected ball? Because the shot clock is off. Okay, they are resetting the shot clock, so they say that was a turnover and then a turnover back by Lemoyne, which works well. Well, no, they put 0.0.
Thought they said they wanted to put, I thought I read the
1.5
to say yes.
Maybe they want to put 1.5 seconds up there.
Oh, a tenth of a second?
I don't think that's what they said. No, that doesn't look like what the official said,
there
because she's still eyeballing.
Keep going.
Well, you got to get to
1.5.
No. Now the fans getting in on the act behind us. I think 1.5 is what they're going to put on there, which is going to give Baylor a chance for a catch and shoot. Or I think they got it. They got 1.5 up there.
The dream team.
All right, Janet to play it in. Finds Talia Scott in the corner. Good look at a three. Too strong, though, as the shot. Oh, she missed the shot. It hit the rim. Dariana Littlepage Bugs was about to have a putback, an easy putback, but the shot clock went off even though it hit the rim, and that cost Baylor a chance at an easy two. Coach Nicky arguing and the officials talking. They're going to have to reset that. Talia Scott's three hit the rim, and the shot clock buzzer went off and stopped the play even though it hit the rim, and that wiped off a chance at an easy putback for Bugs. And now the officials are talking again. I mean, this seems pretty academic here to me, Lori. Obviously, Baylor got kind of robbed there, but you can still give Baylor the ball back with 3.8 to go. I mean, this is, there was some confusion there a moment ago, and it feels like maybe that was a clock error there within here Foster Pavilion. And they're looking at it now. But again, they drew up a great play, Lori. It seems like many times on the baseline, Baylor's been able to get Talia Scott an open look at a three. She had a good look at a catch and shoot three. It was off the mark. But when it hit the rim, that should have reset the shot clock. It did not. And the buzzer sounded right as Bugs had grabbed the weak side rebound and was about to lay it back up and in. Yeah, that's unfortunate. It cost Baylor 2 points. Now they could still cash in.
I think they're looking at it right now to see just what time it was on the shot clock when the ball hit the rim and should have reset. Hopefully it will give Baylor just a little bit more time to be able to execute inbounding the basketball from under their goal.
Bugs was about to be 7-7 from the floor.
That's the unfortunate part of it. You can't go back and make that play happen. Baylor's just going to have to find a way to execute again.
I think Coach Nicky's been a little agitated by some of the happenings here.
Agitated is a good word, and I think she has all the reason in the world to be a little agitated.
Well, hopefully Baylor Baylor got off to a great start last week, could not maintain it. That's really going to be the goal today. Play 40 minutes. So maybe agitation now, but hopefully they play in such a way that there's some jocularity later at the end of the game, and they're just able to enjoy the fruits of their labor here today. Again, it's funny, crazy to think, Lori, less than 48 hours ago, we were locked in a dogfight in Las Vegas with UNLV, and now playing here, this is a good opportunity for the team to kind of just just get out there, absorb information quickly, and play well, and so far so good.
Have to stretch out your legs a little bit, but I think right here is an opportunity for you to be able to execute underneath your basket. Once again, Baylor got a really great look at a three. I was shocked Talia Scott was able to pop out over into the corner like she was. It hit the back of the rim and came off, and as you said, Bugs was ready for it. They're still talking, and I don't know what they're talking about.
This seems pretty academic to me, but maybe there's something I'm missing. I don't understand. We'll see. They're really explaining things to Coach Nikki and to Moyne head coach Nick DiPillo, and they're explaining things. I mean, again, the shot clock went off when it should not have.
Coach doesn't seem to be very happy about it.
No.
But,
well, there's nothing you can do now. Yeah. Obviously, that cost us a good look at 2 points, but at least there's an opportunity to, maybe run that same play until Scott hits a three.
They didn't change the clock time or anything like that. That was very strange sequence of events. Hold on.
3.8 seconds to play. They're going to explain.
After review, we have an inadvertent whistle at 3.8 seconds. White is clearly in possession of the ball. It'll be Baylor ball on the baseline with 3.8 seconds on the game clock.
Well, that's a good explanation. That's pretty much what everyone saw, but...
Inadvertent whistle.
Yes. Van Guytenbeek to play it in, finds Bugs, cash and shoot. Jumper from the right side. Good. Knocked it down anyway. How about that?
Way to play.
15 points for Dariana Lopez-Bugs.
Appropriate was that they got the ball to Bugs and she knocked down that shot.
That was indeed nice to see.
She should have had it 3.8 seconds ago, but that time Bugs just a beautiful catch and shoot on the assist from Jana Van Guytenbeek on the inbound pass. She nailed that shot. Perfect 7 of 7 in the first half to lead all scorers with 15 points. Way to go, Bugs.
And she's outscored Lemoyne all by herself through the first quarter of play. Hey, Bears fans, this basketball season, make Pepsi your go-to game day drink because it's the only drink for basketball watching Pepsi. That's what I like. Proud partner of Baylor Athletics. At the end of one, Baylor at 26, Lemoyne 13. You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
TFNB Your Bank for Life is the official local bank of Baylor Athletics. Find out why more Central Texas are making TFNB their bank for life. Sign up for our Edge checking and savings accounts to earn interest or cash back. With 5 convenient locations and an award-winning mobile app, banking has never been easier. TFNB, your bank for life. Member FDIC.
Baylor Nation rolls along with Allen Samuels Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Start with award-winning service and factory-trained techs. Then shop our new and used lineup from cars, trucks to SUVs, all makes and models. Running a business? We're your Central Texas headquarters for ProMaster vans, cab, and chassis and work trucks. For power and comfort, the Ram 1500, the Motor Trend Truck of the Year winner again. Allen Samuels in Waco, proud partner of Baylor Athletics.
Come by, let's be friends.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
It's the Bears with a 26-13 lead over the Dolphins. Really a strong start for the Bears. Baylor 12 of 18 from the floor, 12 of 15 from inside the arc, 2 of 2 from the line. Dariana Littlepage-Bugs, 7 of 7 from the field. She outscores Lemoyne all by herself. Baylor forces 7 Lemoyne turnovers. Now Baylor does turn it over 6 times themselves, and they have outscored Lemoyne off those turnovers 6-5. Lori, Dariana Littlepage-Bugs very, very active here in the opening quarter, and that's been nice to see. There just hasn't been as many shots for her over the course of the first 3 games, but that's really changed here this afternoon.
Yeah, she had an opportunity from the get-go and took advantage of that, and I think we just saw Bugs she's a very confident player, should be, but we saw her just take steps and steps and steps, just shooting the ball with that, again, with that just great confidence, and you love to see it from Dariana Littlepage-Bugs because that is an all-American player. She was finishing. We've seen her just not be able to finish at the rim in those first 3 games as much as we're used to. That time she was just money, and you knew she got the basketball on that inbound basket, or the inbound play right before the buzzer, that Bugs was the one who wanted it, turned around, confidently shot it from about 8 feet along the baseline. That is a patented Bugs shot.
Second quarter about to begin. It'll be Dariana Littlepage Bugs. Jana Van Guyten beat Kaylin Elms, Yuting Dong, and Talia Scott. Baylor will have the ball first on offense. And Van Guyten bounces down low to Bugs. Right block, leans in. And the layup, good. 17 points now for Bugs. 8 of 8 from the field. You know, they got the ball to Bugs on that very first play of the game. She was a turnover and has been pretty much money ever since then. Here is Lennon with the ball right corner for Lemoyne. Plays it back outside to Clark. Around the horn, Wangalo to Clark again. Finds her sister down low. She's unable to clear a shot. Gets it to Baragas, who's determined to get a shot up on Nelms. Nelms with good defense, and she misses off the backboard. And then as Nelms grabs the rebound, she's fouled by Caden Clark. She's the reigning NEC Rookie of the Week, Northeastern Conference Rookie of the Week, but she's been quiet today. And that's her first foul, the team's first, in the second quarter. Baylor is up 28-13 with the basketball. Long outlet pass ahead to Nelms, to Dong rather. She drives inside, misses the layup. Nelms fights for the rebound, but it's brought out of there by Baragas. And here comes Lemoyne the other way. Here is Clark, the older sister, Eli Clark, around to Baragas' screen. Baragas, their leading scorer, but quiet today. Baragas has it, though, at the right elbow, turns and faces the basket. Nelms defending her, puts it on the floor, slices across the floor to the left side of the arc, gives it to Wangalo, who tries a driving layup and throws it off the bottom of the backboard. And Baragas fumbles it out of bounds, trying to save it.
That was some good post defense for Kayla Nelms. She just ate up the space there in the paint and ends up forcing a turnover.
Now another one for Lemoyne. That's their 8th. Kirsten Johnson, KJ checks back in. Dariana Littlepage Bugs a well-deserved breather. She played only 5 first-half minutes against UNLV due to foul trouble, and tonight 11 minutes as UNLV gets, as Lemoyne gets the steal, and then Lennon airballs an open 3 from the right side in transition.
KJ came flying at her, and that ball just completely missed rim because of that.
There's a hesitation, Euro step dribble by Talia Scott into the lane. She is fouled. Free throws are coming. That's Caden Clark. Picks up 2 quick fouls in quick succession.
Well, you know, we always talk about Bella Fauntleroy hitting the floor hard all the time. That's kind of a patented Baylor career, but Talia Scott certainly is not afraid of contact, and contact with the floor either, although it gives everyone a little bit of pause.
Scott to the free throw line. She's got 5 points so far. First free throw rattles out. She's got 1 more coming. I believe that's just her 3rd miss of the year at the line. She's got 1 more coming her way. She's at the line playing out there with KJ, Nelms, Van Guyten, and Dong. 90 seconds into the second quarter. Second free throw rattles home. Baylor up 29-13. Lemoyne with the basketball. They're playing with Wangalo, the Clark sisters, Baragas, and Lennon. Here's a driving attempt by Wangalo. Good. Here's Wangalo's 3rd field goal of the year. It makes it 29-15 in favor of Baylor. Talia Scott running the point on this possession with Van Guyten taking a seat for a moment. No, Van Guyten is out there, I beg your pardon. She fires a 3 too strong from the left side, and here comes Lemoyne with it. Lemoyne with the, it's Wangalo with the right-hand dribble, swings it left side to Clark, fakes a 3, drives to the free throw line, trying to get inside on Dong, nearly lost it, and Dong swatted her shot away. It's loose on the floor. Talia Scott chasing after it with Wangalo, and a jump ball is called. It's going to stay with Lemoyne with 7:52 to play in the first half at 13 seconds on the shot clock. As Markayla Johnson will check back in. Well, Baylor was blocking about everything on Friday night. It's been here today, but very nice to see Yuting Dong get in on the act. Talia Scott will take a seat. Markayla Johnson back out there for the Bears. That was Dong's first block as a Bear, Colin Pirtle reminds us. Here's the inbound to Wangalo. Wangalo stumbles and loses the dribble, gets it back. They've got Ava Johnson in for the first time. Back out there as well as Amaya McLeod. Johnson sends it outside to Clark. Jana Van Guyten guarding her. She fires a 3 with the shot clock winding down, misses. Strong side rebound picked up by Van Guyten. Here comes Jana. Galloping into the front court, Baylor with the ball in a 29-15 lead. There's a kick out to Markayla, puts her head down and loses the dribble. Luckily it bounces to the hand of Kayla Nelms, and she floats it back outside to Van Geitenbeek to reset. Here's Kirsten Johnson sending it to Markayla, right wing. Markayla puts it on the floor, guarded by Wangalo. Shot clock at single digits. Dong has it, top of the floor, puts it on the floor, and she is bodied up. Blocking foul is called on Eli Clark. That's her second and the team's third. Shot clock was winding down. It looked like Don was just going to put the ball on the floor and make a beeline to the basket, but she was bodied by Clark to reset it to 20 for the Bears. Quiet second quarter so far, just 3 points for the Bears, 2 for Lemoyne. It'll be played in by Van Geitenbeek. She finds Markayla Johnson on the left baseline, hooks it outside to KJ. KJ swings it across right side of the floor. Now Van Geitenbeek right back to KJ, and a 3-second violation is called on the Bears. Kayla Nelms in the lane a little too long, it appears. Well, slow offensive start for both teams here in this second quarter. Now Lemoyne with the basketball. There's a kicked ball violation. And that is going to keep the shot clock at 22 seconds as Bella Fauntleroy prepares to check back in for the Bears, as does Skyla Abraham, giving Kayla Nelms a breather along with Kirsten Johnson. Moyne plays it in. Wangalo takes it, gives it right back to the inbounder, and Clark is too strong on a three from the right side. Rebound grabbed in the crowd by Bella Fauntleroy. She gives it back to Van Geitenbeek, and here come the Bears into the front court. Van Geitenbeek penetrates the arc, sends it back outside to Bella Fauntleroy. Her pass knocked away by Lemoyne, but a foul called. She was trying to get it to Kyla Abraham, and as she fired it in there, Ava Johnson, the 6'2 freshman, reached around and fouled her.
Pretty much held her because she knew she was going to be burned if Abraham was able to catch that ball without any contact.
That's the fourth foul on Lemoyne. Next we'll have Baylor shooting the bonus the rest of the first half. Inbound to Abraham, now to Markayla Johnson, who gives it up to Van Geitenbeek. She is calling out the signals as she dribbles to the top of the arc, angles to the left elbow, sends it outside to Bella, and Bella's bounce pass sails bounces through all comers and out of bounds. I think she thought Abraham was on the right block, was going to cut over there. She was on the left block. Lennon back in. Sierra Lennon, one of their better three-point shooters. She's back out there. And they have the basketball. It is Gray, Johnson, Dinsher, McLeod, and Clark. Clark being harassed by Markayla Johnson, dribbles behind her back, kicks it, but luckily for Lemoyne, it ends up in the hands of McLeod. Now Markayla Johnson picks up McLeod. She kicks it in the corner to Dinsher, whose shot is blocked by Yuting Dong. Yuting Dong with her second block as a Bear, her second block was in the corner, and she just elevated and wasn't going to let her get that shot up towards the rim. She gets some fives as she heads back to the bench, Moyne.
That's the big difference in this team this year is Baylor's linked pretty much across the board.
Well, we've seen the fruits of that so far. Coach Tony McGreen talking about that today, that they've just got that height on the perimeter does make a difference. Inbound to McLeod, who bangs into Bella Fauntleroy, no whistle. They bounce it down low to Ava Johnson. Bella gets back and just smothers her shot attempt. Here comes Baylor the other way, a 29-15 lead. 4 minutes gone, second quarter. Jana Van Geitenbeek gets downhill, kicks it outside for a Bella three, knocks it down. Bella Fauntleroy hits the three. That's Baylor's first of the afternoon, and it is a 32-15 Baylor lead.
Now for Jana, that's her fourth assist, and what a pretty shot, a pretty pass right where Bella wanted it over in the corner.
Here's McLeod with the ball, left side of the floor, tries to bounce it to Johnson. Kyla knocked it away, but Johnson chases it back down, fires in the left corner to McLeod, who leans into Bella, and is called for the offensive foul. Bella was falling back, but she kept her feet planted, absorbed that contact. She's a lead in taking charges, and she gets another one there. That is McLeod's first foul, and the fifth on Lemoyne, so Baylor will be shooting the bonus until halftime.
Well, you know, Bella felt like she had the right position because she's out there playing with two fouls.
Here comes Baylor with the ball and a 32-15 lead about halfway through the second quarter. Markayla Johnson high on the right wing. Bounces down low, right block to Buggs. Buggs into the corner. Bella's got another look at a three, and she's 2 for 2. Good look there. She found her in the corner, and Bella knew what to do. She has 7 points. Actually, make that 10 points. She's the second Bear in double figures. She and Dariana Little-Page Buggs. By the way, Bella is sneaking up on 1,000 points for her career. As Moyne nearly turns it over, they do. A pass fumbled away, and then Dinsher fumbles it out of bounds, bringing us to our second quarter media timeout. Lori Bella came into the day needing 21 points to reach 1,000, and she's at 10, so maybe a chance to get there before the afternoon is through.
Look at Little-Page Buggs. I think her career high is 30 points, and she has 17 here at the 4:53 mark before the end of the first half.
Baylor's up 35-15 with 4:52 to play in the first half. The 2025-26 Horns basketball season is presented by Central National Bank. Proudly serving Central Texans in Waco, Temple, and Austin. Bank different, Bank Central. Central National Bank. Baylor up by 20 halfway through the second quarter here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Bluebonnet Health Services has been caring for Central Texans since 2004. Bluebonnet is locally owned and operated, which allows them the most interaction with patients each and every day, promoting compassionate care and integrity. They provide hands-on attention to their patients through a staff with years of experience. Bluebonnet Health Services provides home health care, supportive care, and hospice. Remember, it's your health, your choice. Ask your doctor for Bluebonnet Health Services.
There's nothing like a Baylor. First Central Credit Union wants to send you.
Hi, this is Joe Betsy Tyler with First Central. We're giving away a pair of Baylor football tickets for every home game this season. It's our way of celebrating the fans and families who make Central Texas great.
Enter now at firstcentralcu.com/football. One winner drawn each week.
First Central Credit Union. Everything we do for you.
No purchase necessary to enter.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Second quarter, Derek Smith, Lori Fogelman here with you. Bob Baker, Courtside engineer. Cameron Savoy, our producer. How about a little, give you a little more information about Moyne College, Baylor's opponent today. They are out of DeWitt, New York, in the Syracuse area, a Catholic college, a Jesuit school, another faith-based institution that you can tell that's really important, just reading about them a little bit. So some famous alums, baseball heavy. They've got, they credit to their ranks the late Tom Browning, who I remember I was 8 years old, and my dad woke me up in the morning and told me that Tom Browning for the Reds, our favorite team, had thrown a perfect game against the Dodgers. He had a long, good career with the Reds. Jim Deshaies, a former Astros pitcher and color commentator, and Major League Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred, Lemoyne grad. So there's some baseball-heavy alumni, famous alumni list of Lemoyne.
Got another one, a Washington Nationals, a current Washington Nationals pitcher, Josiah Gray. So it's very interesting to know that they are baseball heavy. But it's always so much fun to learn about others. And again, Lemoyne College in its fourth season, working its way through the Division I level. I think this is their third season in D1, and really accounted themselves pretty well there at the in the Northeast Conference.
It'll be Buggs to play it in out of the timeout. Talia Scott back in for the Bears, along with Markayla Johnson, Bella Fauntleroy, and Kyla Abraham. Some contact, but Talia Scott maintains possession. Gets to Bella Fauntleroy, who misses a left corner three. Kyla Abraham rebounds to save the possession, then zings it outside to Talia Scott, who's able to save it. She dribbles into the paint. Finds Buggs all alone down low for another two.
I love how Buggs is just calling for the basketball when she sees a teammate who's in trouble right there in the middle of the paint. Talia didn't have a shot, but Talia gets another assist to Buggs, who continues to just be a terror today. She has 19 points on 9 of 9 shooting.
It's a 37-15 Baylor lead. Nice to see this outburst from Buggs here in the first half. Here comes Dinsher with possession for Lemoyne. Looking for Lennon, but can't find her. Out there with Lynch and McLeod, who's going to have to put it up with 2 seconds on the shot clock and trying to clear some room. She's called for the offensive foul. That was Talia Scott taking the charge there for McLeod.
Wow, Talia Scott doing her best Bella Fauntleroy impression. She just set her feet, went flying backwards, and it's another turnover for LeMoyne. Baylor has forced LeMoyne into 10 turnovers, and they've been able to manufacture 11 points off of those.
Under 4 minutes to play first half. Here's Talia Scott methodically dribbling left of the paint. She falls down, lost the dribble, but got it back. They kick it out to Fauntleroy, who's too strong on a three. Nice job chasing down that rebound on the baseline, though, by Scott, and they're going to get another crack at it. Bugs puts it on the floor, top of the arc, and flips it to a cutting Markayla Johnson, top of the key. Oh, Bugs was open. Markayla Johnson didn't realize, so she gives it outside to Scott with 5 to shoot, 4 to shoot. She dribbles around the screen, gets inside, gets in close, and is fouled. Well, that didn't look like it was developing, but Talia Scott just took it upon herself to get to the basket, and for those efforts, she'll earn a trip to the free throw line. She is 2 for 3 from the stripe today. She's got 6 points to go along with 3 rebounds and 2 assists. That foul is on Rachel Lynch, her second. Yuting Dong will check in on the next dead ball for the Bears. Here is the first free throw up. Rattles out. One more coming. Kaylin Nelms will also re-enter the ball game, getting some last-minute instruction from Baylor defensive coordinator Tony Green, and now from Coach Nikki as well, as Scott has one more free throw coming. It's up, and it is good. That'll allow Dong and Nelms to check into the game, giving Kyla Abraham a breather. Just making faces as she runs off the floor to her teammates. Bella Fauntleroy gets a break as well. 3:25 to play second quarter. Baylor up 38-15. They've allowed just 2 points to Lemoyne here in the second quarter. The Bears run a 9-0 run. Here is Wangelo around a Lynch screen. Baylor stays with him. She sends it into the corner. Here's a shot. There's a drive by Lombardi. She's cut off, sends it back outside to Wangelo. Directing traffic, harassed by the taller Bugs. Sends it to Lynch, who has the ball just simply picked away by Markayla Johnson. And then she is tripped, Markayla is, as she starts to dribble down the floor by Lynch, from whom she stole the ball. That is Kaden Lynch, the younger sister, and that's her third foul. And that's going to send Markayla Johnson to the free throw line. Boy, she just ripped that away from her.
She did, and she was taking off towards Baylor's basket, but she was tripped, but hits the floor hard, but still comes away with a big smile on her face. If there's anyone who has the most electric smile, it is definitely
the previous play is under further review.
They're going to review that and see. I wonder if there was any thought it might be too aggressive. Let's see. Yeah, let's take a look and see. Maybe an intentional foul.
That looked like a clean steal.
She got the steal, and then you see Lynch stuck her foot out. Yeah, tripped her. Yeah, that's a dangerous play. And maybe you could say she was trying to kick at the ball, but you're not supposed to do that anyway. I think that was just a straight up trip, and that could be a technical foul.
Could be.
Yeah, we'll see.
We know that Markayla's going to head to the free throw line regardless.
Saw Michael Mata right there. He saw it and pointed out to the officials as it happened, but they're taking a look at it. It's our second replay review of this first half. By the way, I want to say hello to everyone who is watching today on our Courtside cam, brought to you by NextLink. Appreciate you all being with us as always. On our video stream, we'll have the Courtside cam all season long for you. It is brought to you by NextLink, reliable high-speed internet for your home or business. Officials continue to take a look. Again, Markayla Johnson just ripped the ball away from Clark, and then there was enough time for Clark to get back on defense, but instead she tripped Johnson. And I think that's the thing too. Sometimes people get tangled up. That she didn't get tangled up. That was an intentional stab of the foot.
The thing about Markayla Johnson is that as a true freshman, she's getting a lot of playing time, averaging about 20 minutes a game off the bench for Baylor. And she has made some big plays. She has mostly just really stayed within herself as a freshman, but she brings tremendous energy on the floor.
After further review, the previous foul has been upgraded to a flagrant 1. Baylor shoots 2 free throws, then gets the ball at half court.
So there you go. That is a flagrant one on Caden Clark. And Talia Scott will shoot the free throws here. All by herself at the free throw line. She hits the first. She's got one more coming. You know, and again, Clark that wasn't just a simple tangle up. That was an intentional trip, and Baylor gets 2 shots, and now Markayla Johnson will go to the free throw line after those. Oh no, she won't. So
Baylor would have the ball.
Baylor have the ball. Yeah, I beg your pardon. Yeah. So that goes as a technical foul, just a straight like a technical foul, but gives the free throws to Talia Scott, and now Baylor will get another look at it. Here's Yuting Dong finding Markayla Johnson for 3. It's off the mark. Offensive rebound kept alive by Bugs, and she's 10 for 10, rolling it in from the side there. Right block.
She still has not missed. A perfect 10 for 10, 21 points. Bugs away from already 9 points away from her career high.
Well, she's well on her way here today. 2.5 minutes to play first half. Here is Lemoyne. That is a baseline jumper off the mark by Praise Matthews. Baylor with the rebound, and here comes Talia Scott once again. She sees an opening and is knocked off the mark, and she hits it and has a chance at a 3-point play. She was knocked off the drive by Lynch and managed to hit it anyway. Oh, they're saying that was on the floor. Coach Nicky is asking to see if that was continuation, and the official says no, it was on the floor. So that will go on Lynch, her 3rd. And there's actually some foul trouble for Lemoyne. Lynch and Clark each with 3 fouls, 2 for Eli Clark.
And Baylor has outscored Lemoyne here in the second quarter, 16-2.
First free throw rattles out for Talia Scott. She's got one more coming. She's 5 of 8 from the line. Second is up. That one is good. Talia Scott has 10 first half points, 2 of 5 from the field, 6 of 9 from the free throw line. It's a 14-0 Baylor run, and still just 2 second quarter points for Lemoyne. A 43-15 Baylor lead. Here's a bounce into the corner that's fumbled by Wangelo. She tries to get to the basket, sends it outside to Lynch. Now Matthews fires in the corner. A 3 from the left side is way off the mark. That is, see who that is who checked in for the first time. Give you that in just a moment here as Bugs sends it to Scott. Scott, hesitation dribble into the paint, turns, leans into the basket, muscles it up and off. Offensive rebound, Bugs, and she's fouled on her way back up for 2 more free throws. Well, that was Sophia Bonnell who missed the 3 out of the corner. Free throws coming for Dariana Littlepage Bugs after she was fouled by Praise Matthews. That's Matthews' second foul. Bugs is 10 of 10 from the floor, 1 of 1 from the free throw line. She has 21 first half points and is 2 rebounds away from a double-double. Minute 46 to play first half. First free throw is up, and it is too strong. 1 more coming for Bugs. And that's her first miss of any kind from the floor in the first half. Second one is up. And that one is perfect. 22 points for Bugs. The Baylor lead is up to 29 here in the first half. Here is Bonnell with it, sends it left side. That is Matthews. Matthews picks up the dribble, needs help from a teammate. Wangelo comes to get it. 90 seconds to play in the first half. Whistle away from the ball. And shot clock didn't start. That is why. We've had some clock issues today. And we've got one right here. Minute 44 to play first half. Baylor up 44-15. We'll have the Nissan halftime report coming up in just a few minutes. We'll take a look at stats. Scores around the league today. Busy weekend for Baylor athletics. By the way, we've got to give a shout out and congratulations to Baylor's soccer. Michelle Leonard's squad picked up an NCAA tournament win on Friday. And they're headed to South Bend, Indiana on Thursday to take on Wisconsin. And the shot clock has been reset now to 13 seconds for Lemoyne. Bonnell is going to play it in for the Dolphins. High on the left sideline, feeds it into Wangelo. Wangelo with the shot clock now at single digits. Dribbles to the right side of the floor, looking for an opening, fires it back outside to no one. That's an overback violation. No, it's a steal by Yuting Dong, who takes it all the way for the layup. Boy, she chased that down after it bounced across midcourt and got herself 2 points for the efforts. The Baylor lead is 31. Lori, after that good start to the game, there's been no let up from this team, and the bench has been strong here too in the first half. Minute to go here before halftime. Here's a ball knocked away by the Bears, but Wangelo chases it down on the baseline, sends it out to Bonnell, who nearly throws it away. It's saved by Lombardi. Dribbles into a crowd, extra pass, an open player in the corner is Matthews, and she airballs a three. Rebound knocked out of bounds to Baylor. And Baylor will go back the other way with it with 46.4 seconds to play until halftime. It's a 17-0 Baylor run over the last 5 minutes and 4 seconds. Just one bucket for Moyne here in the second quarter. Now they got a foul on Moyne as the ball was knocked out of bounds.
They ran right over to Lee Scott, and so Scott is back to the free throw line again.
Scott was there a moment ago. She is 6 of 9 from the stripe. First free throw is up, and it is good. That foul is on Lombardi, her first. They've been over the limit since halfway through the second quarter. Second free throw is good. Baylor is 10 of 14 from the free throw line here in the first half. 41 seconds to play first half, about 16 seconds between the clocks. Lemoyne with the basketball. The Baylor lead 33. Praise Matthews guarded by Dong, puts it on the floor, sends it outside to Lombardi. Lombardi dribbles around the perimeter, back in the corner to Matthews. Under 30 seconds to play first half. Wangelo drives inside, puts up a wild shot. Didn't have great possession of the ball, but she was fouled, and free throws are coming. That'll go against Kayla Nelms, her first, and the first on the Bears here in the first half. And Lemoyne has a chance to snap Baylor's 19-0 run from the free throw line. Lemoyne's first free throws of the afternoon. Wangelo's first is off the back rim, no. Well, either make or a miss, assuming Baylor rebounds. Baylor can play for the last shot of the first half. It's been a good first half today. Second free throw up by Wangelo, and that one is good. That's just their third point of the second quarter. Now Baylor will try to head into the locker room with a made bucket here with the shot clock off and 18 seconds remaining. Scott has it near midcourt to the right of the center jump circle. Wangelo out there applying some pressure. She sends it middle of the floor to Bugs outside with 10 to shoot to Dong. Here is Scott with the basketball, bounces down low to a cutting Kayla Nelms, rolls inside and lays it in. Nice to see Nelms get a bucket here. They got it to her as the first half draws to a close. Here's a half-court shot from Wangelo, and it is good to end the first half. Well, Nelms hit the layup with about 2 seconds to go, and they inbounded to Wangelo, who hit from mid-court to double
previous plays under further
point total
review.
in the first half. Hey, nonetheless, Baylor outscores them 24-6 here in the second quarter, and they're going to review that to make sure she got it off in time. At the moment, it's a 50-16 Baylor lead at halftime. And you know what, Lori, they designed that play to get Nelms the layup, and I saw Coach Nikki kind of put her hand on her shoulders. I think normally Baylor wants to drain the clock. That time they got Nelms the shot. It just kind of unfortunate that in theory it burned them, but I'll tell you what, I was glad to see Nelms execute that play before halftime.
And again, that's
After review, the call on the floor is confirmed. The basket is good.
So it is good.
But to see Nelms, well, to see Baylor be able to execute a play with the shot clock winding down, yes, you want to take a little bit more time off, but you know, Talia Scott, everybody has to pay attention when Talia Scott has the basketball. She pulls some attention, gets a one-on-one situation with Nelms underneath. Nelms took some contact. It's still a really, what I would call a difficult shot.
Yeah.
She wasn't squared up, and it was one that you're trying to teardrop in, but it hits different parts of the rim, falls in for Baylor, but then they give up the three towards the end of the half. But Baylor, you almost can't get much better than where they are right now. 61% from the field, and they are up 15-19 at the break.
Baylor up 15-19, as Lori said. Bugs has outscored Lemoyne all by herself. We'll have stats, scores, and more coming up on the Nissan Halftime Report. Straight ahead, Nissan innovation that excites. Baylor by 31, intermission here at Foster on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Today we have two very special guests on our program, introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So we could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right. Oh, I like it. So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip. Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry, different.
Come see why Green Eye Associates is voted best in Waco year after year. Enjoy exceptional service and care from Dr. Leanne Green alongside her dedicated optometrist and staff. Receive trustworthy insights on your eye health. Enjoy the impressive variety of contacts and eyewear and work with the most experienced optical team in Waco. Don't miss the new state-of-the-art dry...
Can we just play these two that we did not play during the pregame and just insert them in this one?
...of life. Green Eye Associates, official optometrist of Baylor Athletics.
The Toyota Trucks Game Day sales.
Okay.
And there's no one key.
Okay.
You need strength. You need power. You need agility. You need a team that shows up ready to win. And Toyota Trucks, yeah, they bring the full roster. The Toyota Tundra and Tacoma are built for it all. With available bed-mounted power outlets, massive towing capability, and a cabin fit for your crew, Toyota Tundra and Tacoma don't just show up to game day, they dominate it. Kick off the season with big savings during the Toyota Trucks Game Day sales event. But hurry, these deals won't last forever.
Toyota is a proud partner of Baylor Athletics. Wear green, haul gold in a new Tundra or Tacoma. Built to take you wherever the road leads, on game day and beyond. Visit your local Toyota dealer today.
Toyota, let's go places. See packages and options at toyota.com for feature availability.
Fox Sports Radio, 93.9 K230CK and KRMX HD3 Waco.
You're listening to live coverage of Baylor women's basketball. Now, it's time for the Nissan Halftime Show, brought to you by Central National Bank, proud season sponsor of women's basketball. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, championship partner of Baylor Athletics. Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance online to find a local agent today. Nissan, innovation that excites. Lidman, America's trusted brand name in cleaning. Premier ER and Urgent Care. Feel better now. Stay tuned as we break down the first half. Check in on scores and more. All coming up on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
19 lead, really a strong first half. Nice to see. Lori, briefly before we do the stats, I think we were wanting to see Baylor put together a 40-minute game, both sides of the floor. They're halfway there, clearly.
They are. Starting with Dariana Littlepage Buggs, who just owned this first 20 minutes. You also have Bella Fauntleroy just stroking some threes and picking up some charges. Jana and Talia running the point. You've had Kyla Abraham in there and Kayla Nelms playing well. I mean, everybody really off the bench.
Yeah.
Playing good minutes for Baylor, and that's exciting to see because Baylor has to continue to develop that. The players who are spelling the starters. We know how good that starting five is, but it's the other five that are out there who have to come in and not let the level of play fall off. And I think they've done really well here in the first 20.
This is the Nissan Halftime Report. Nissan, innovation that excites. Let's take a look at first half stats. Baylor dominated in most phases, 19 of 31 from the floor, 61%, holding Moyne to 27% shooting, 7 of 26 from the field, and just 6 points in the second quarter. And it took a half-court bomb from Moyne for them to get to 6 points. Baylor 2 of 8 beyond the arc, Moyne 4 of 16. The Dolphins 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Baylor 10 of 14. Baylor's forced 12 Moyne turnovers, given it up 9 times and outscored them off those miscues 16-5. Dramatic rebounding edge for the Bears, 24-6. 13-0 edge, second chance points. 30-4 edge points in the paint. Baylor's bench has scored. The bench has scored 4 points. 3 for Moyne. For the Bears, 11 assists on 19 field goals for Moyne. 4 assists on 7. They are led in scoring by Jessica Wangelo and Sierra Lennon. They each have 6. They've combined for 6 of their 19 halftime points. No one else has more than 3 for the Dolphins. For the Bears, 3 in double figures, led by Dariana Littlepage Buggs. Just a great first half for her, and actually the most points she scored in a game since February of last year against Texas Tech, the game in which she was injured. And, she had to wait to come back until the postseason. and play limited minutes. Well, no limitations today. She played 17 of Baylor's 21st half minutes, scored 22 points on 10 of 10 shooting, 2 of 3 from the free throw line, 8 rebounds, and 2 assists. 12 points for Talia Scott, mostly from the line. She was 8 of 11 there. She has 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. 10 points for Bella Fauntleroy, 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to go along with 3 rebounds for the Bears. After that, 2 points apiece for Yuting Dong, Kayla Nelms, and Kirsten Johnson. No one else has scored for the Bears in this game, but everyone has contributed something. You look for the players who haven't scored. Jana Van Geitenbeek has chipped in with 4 assists to go along with 4 rebounds. You've got Kyla Abraham, a couple of rebounds and a steal. Markayla Johnson, a steal and 2 rebounds as well. It all adds up to a 50-19 halftime lead here at Foster Pavilion for the Bears. Now, the Big 12 got a big win today in women's basketball. Lori will tell you who that is and give you other scores as well when we return to Foster Pavilion. Again, Baylor by 31 at intermission on Moyne. It's the Nissan Halftime Report on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Want to be the energy our Bears need? Go gold with Baylor Athletics this season and be the gold factor across each of our sports. Wear exclusive Go Gold apparel from the Baylor Bookstore and the Spirit Shop at upcoming Go Gold dates. Stay up to date on all your golden opportunities to create an electric home atmosphere by visiting BaylorBears.com/Go Gold. Sic 'em Bears.
Hellberg Barbecue is a family-owned business started here in Waco, Texas, and proud to serve the local area. They love to cater all kinds of events, big. Serving Baylor and its families is one of their favorite things, and they even ship barbecue nationwide. Check them out while here in Waco or online and support one of Waco's local barbecue restaurants, Hellberg Barbecue. Salt, pepper, and a whole lot of prayer.
Hi, I'm Jim Turner at Jim Turner Chevrolet in McGregor. As we celebrate our 10th year anniversary, I want to say thank you to all of our customers. Our dealership is more than a business to me. That's why when you come see us for a reliable new Chevy or award-winning service, we treat you like family. Come see our new collision center, now open to serve you even better for many years to come. Enjoy the game, then come see us at Jim Turner Chevrolet in McGregor. Together, let's drive.
Proudly serving Texas since 2007, Magnolia Realty is a full-service brokerage and a trusted neighbor, bridging expert industry knowledge with integrity and kindness. Known for their award-winning agents, Magnolia Realty the dynamics of making the real estate journey your own and the importance of trust from contract to close. You can find their local agents here in Waco and across the state, including in Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, and Temple. To get connected and learn more, visit magnoliarealty.com. Here's to home.
Kids can now join the Baylor Cub Club, the official kids club of Baylor Athletics, presented by Green Eye Associates. Fans 12 and under can register for
last spot.
$25 and gain exclusive benefits and access to Baylor Athletics events. Members receive free admission to select events, exclusive giveaway access, and their own membership package. To register your Cub, please visit BaylorBears.com/Cub Club. Sign your Cub up today.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
The Moyne Dolphins at the break, 50-19. Baylor led by 22 points in the first 20 minutes of the game by Dariana Little-Page Bugs. Let's take a look at scores around the Big 12 Conference in women's basketball. An upset on the road as number 17 TCU defeats number 10 North Carolina State 69-59. The Frogs get the big top 10 win. Number 16 Iowa State defeats Norfolk State 98-52. A&M a winner over Kansas State today 77-72. 4 other games are underway right now. Texas Tech leading Arkansas with about 8.5 to go in the third period. And the Lady Raiders with a 46-27 lead over the Arkansas Razorbacks. Colorado at home against Portland State, and the Buffaloes lead 48-24. A couple of other games that are just underway. Arizona and Grambling tied at 6 with about 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. And also midway through the first quarter, it's Arizona State 6 and Santa Clara 5. Baylor men's basketball, a winner 94-81 over Tarleton on Friday. They don't play again until Monday, November 21st. They'll be playing at the Players Era Fest in Las Vegas against number 23 Creighton and number 13 St. John's. Baylor women's basketball will head to Orlando after this one for the WBCA Showcase. Thursday versus number 21 Iowa and Saturday versus Davidson. And the Baylor soccer, a winner 3-0 over Texas State on Friday night. They advance to the NCAA tournament. The Bears will play Wisconsin Thursday night in South Bend, Indiana. Again, our score here at the half, it's Baylor 50, Lemoyne 30. Baylor 50, Lemoyne 19. We'll be back for more of the second half as Baylor women's basketball continues here from Foster Pavilion.
Today we have two very special guests on our program, introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So it could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right. Oh, I like it. So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip? Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
Bluebonnet Health Services has been caring for Central Texans since 2004. Bluebonnet is locally owned and operated, which allows them the most interaction with patients each and every day, promoting compassionate care and integrity. They provide hands-on attention to their patients through a staff with years of experience. Bluebonnet Health Services provides home health care, supportive care, and hospice. Remember, it's your health, your choice. Ask your doctor for Bluebonnet Health Services.
Are you tired of slow internet? Are data caps and throttling making it impossible to stream your favorite shows and movies? If so, it sounds like it's time to switch to Nextlink Internet. With Nextlink, there are no data caps and no throttling, just super fast internet speeds, up to 1 gig over wireless in some areas. Plus, Nextlink is an official partner of Baylor Athletics. So don't wait another minute. Give Nextlink a call or go online to nextlinkinternet.com to see what special offers are available to you. Blazing fast internet is just a click or phone call away. Sick 'em, Bears!
Kids can now join the Baylor Cub Club, the official kids club of Baylor Athletics, presented by Green Eye Associates. Fans 12 and under can register for the low cost of $25 and gain exclusive benefits and access to Baylor Athletics events. Members receive free admission to select events, exclusive giveaway access, and their own membership package. To register your Cub, please visit BaylorBears.com/Cub Club. Sign your Cub up today.
You've been listening to the Nissan Halftime Show on the Baylor Sports Media Network. Brought to you by TFNB, the official local bank of Baylor Athletics. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, championship partner of Baylor Athletics. Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance online to find a local agent today. Nissan, innovation that excites. Libman, America's trusted brand name in cleaning. Premier ER and Urgent Care. Feel better now. Stay tuned as we get set for the second half action with the Baylor Bears. As we rejoin Derek Smith live from the booth, bringing you the second half of action and more. All coming up. Baylor Sports Media Network.
Bugs a season high 22 points for the Bears. We get in the third quarter with their original starters. Bugs plays it into Van Geitenbeek, and the second half is underway out there with Scott, KJ, and Fauntleroy. We'll give you the Moyne lineup again in just a moment. Talia Scott open on the right side, misses a three. Offensive rebound by Bugs, and she picks up right where she left off at halftime with a put-back bucket from the left block to make it 52-19. She has 24 points, and she is just 6 away from matching her career high.
And 9 rebounds as well, so very close to another patented Bugs double-double.
And now a turnover by Moyne on their first possession. The Clark sisters cannot connect, and they throw it out of bounds out there with Wangalo, Lennon, and Baragas. Boy, Baragas there really star on Thursday in their win over Lafayette, and she has just 2 points and a rebound today. Jana Van Geitenbeek thought about a three for the Bears. Instead drives it inside and floats it in with the right hand. Good finish there. With the right hand driving down the right side of the lane.
Oh, I think all of us are thrilled to see Jana Van Geitenbeek put the ball on the floor, attack the rim, and for her teammates to give her enough space there to be able to do that. Nice finish for Jana.
Clark with it for Lemoyne. Angles back to midcourt. Now wants to drive on Van Geitenbeek. They switch off on a screen to KJ, and they throw back up top. There's a whistle away from the ball. And a foul called on the floor. It's going to go against Jana Van Geitenbeek away from the ball, her first. And the team's first. Van Geitenbeek with 2 points, 4 assists, and 4 rebounds in the game today. Moyne will play it in. They throw it right to Bella Fauntleroy. She cut in front of Baragas, or Clark rather, and stole it. Now Van Geitenbeek feeds it ahead to Scott, lobs it down low. 2 more for Bugs. Well, if Bugs gets good position, that's unfair, and she knew what to do with it there.
Yeah, well executed. You have Jana get the ball to Talia, and I think Talia knew what she was going to do with the ball before she even got it, because Bugs was right there underneath.
Layup is good for Lemoyne. Baragas with just her second bucket. And she's got 4 points. That makes it 56-21 in favor of the Bears. Van Geitenbeek finds Bugs top of the key, puts it on the floor, feeds it left wing to Talia Scott. She drives baseline, looks for Van Geitenbeek right corner. Open look at a catch and shoot. 3, bang! Jana Van Geitenbeek knocks it down. She has 5 points in the last minute here. Now 7 on the game.
You can't tell me that did not give a shot of confidence to Jana the way that she attacked the rim the play earlier.
She got finished in close, and now as Lemoyne throws it away again, it's going to be Baylor basketball. One she dribbled into a crowd, one she had a catch and shoot 3, and both effective. Baylor up 59-21. The Bears are 4 for their last 4 from the field.
Let's mention also Talia Scott has 6 assists on this game too. So not only is she a great scorer, but she is really making sure her teammates get the ball, spreading it around.
Jana Van Geitenbeek gives it to Bugs, who bounces down low in a crowd to KJ, loses it out of bounds. Now it's going to go back to Lemoyne. Mentioned 6 assists for Talia Scott. That's actually a career high. Her previous career high came on Friday night against UNLV. So she set 2 career highs in back-to-back games. And now as Baylor knocks the ball away again, Kirsten Johnson chasing it down is fouled. That's Jessica Wangelo. And KJ never quite had control of the ball, but she just kept it alive and drew the foul there from Wangelo. So it's Baylor ball back the other way. 7.5 minutes to play, third quarter, and a 38-point lead. Here is Bugs from the logo left side. Oh, there's her first miss. It's an air ball. She tried to jump her off the dribble there from the Bear logo left of the lane. It could not hit. Rare miss for Bugs today, and now Clark back with it the other way. She finds a cutting Clark, her sister, there for 2. That's the first scoring of the quarter for Lemoyne. Now Baylor gets in close and rolls it in. That's Talia Scott who got inside and finished. I think your part of that was the second bucket for Lemoyne in the second quarter a moment ago, but then Baylor answered it quickly. Wangelo sends it into the corner. Here's a Caden Clark 3 that's too short. Weak side rebound gobbled up by Dariana Littlepage Bugs, who has herself a double-double, 26 points and 10 boards. Jana gives it to Bugs at the other end, sends it in the corner to Scott, left side. Now dribbles towards the basket underneath, dumps it off down low. There's a fight for it in a crowd and a tie-up that's going to go back Lemoyne's way.
Entering the game, number 5. Lombardi.
Colin Pirtle tells us that double-double by Dariana Littlepage Bugs is the 32nd of her career. And Baylor's won 11 straight games when she's authored a double-double. The last loss was Oregon last year, so that's a good sign, as if the scoreboard was not a good enough sign. Bears up 61-23. Lennon dribbles into a 3 and misses badly. It was wide of the back. Fans are letting her hear it. She's a good three-point shooter, but that one was just a bit outside.
And again, you also had number 5 running at her at the length of Dariana Littlepage Bugs. If she hadn't have misfired like that, I think Bugs would have rejected that into the opposite court.
Now a whistle as Baylor looks to establish in the half court, and a foul is called on Baragas for Moyne. That's the first on Baragas, the second on the Dolphins. Maybe Van Geitenbeek to play it in. Coach Nicky likes Jana triggering these inbounds passes. She has several assists off of inbound passes this year, many of them to Talia Scott for a corner three. Lobs it to Fauntleroy, gives it right back to Van Geitenbeek, angles to the right side top arc, gives it out further to Scott. Scott puts it on the floor, little pick and roll for Bugs outside. Kirsten Johnson, open look at a three. Oh, in and out, offensive rebound though. Fauntleroy put back. Emma Fauntleroy with 12 points. The Baylor lead is over 40 it's at 40 for the first time at 63-23. 4.5 minutes gone in the third quarter. Lombardi is checked back in. She has the basketball. Bounces down low to Barallo, and she misses the shot, but is fouled. Baragas, rather. Bella Fauntleroy called for the foul. They say she got her hands up and came down with them. Coach Nicky arguing that she did not. But the foul is called on Bella, her third, team's second. And it sends Baragas to the line. Baragas 4 of 8 this year.
Oh, I don't blame Coach Nicky either.
Baragas misses the first free throw. Now the fans want cupcakes. Crowd's reaction will let you know. Oh, she hit it. Drying the ire on the students here. Well, there'll be more chances for him. Well, maybe not. Maybe we'll foul him again. I don't know. 5:28 to play third quarter. Baylor up 63-24. Then out there with Scott, Bugs, Van Geitenbeek, Johnson, and Fauntleroy, original starters on the floor for the Bears. Bugs with the dribble, spins it left side to Fauntleroy. Beyond the arc, looking inside, instead goes up top to KJ, now right side to Scott. Scott wants to drive on Tincher. He dribbles into the corner, bounces backwards, now angles inside, bounces in a crowd to KJ. She can't quite finish the awkward shot from in close. It just kind of laid on the back rim for a moment before falling off, and the rebound to Moyne. It is Lennon on the left side of the floor. Bounces to Lynch, who nearly fumbles it, got it back. She sends it outside to Clark. Clark slices across the top of the arc with the dribble, picks it up, finds Lynch at the right elbow. Little turnaround jumper, no good, and Bugs has another board. 63-24, Baylor with the ball and the lead. 4.5 to play in this third quarter. Bugs swings it over left side of the floor to Talia Scott, who is fouled. That was Tincher, I believe, he just got a hand in there, and Tincher got the hand in there and refused to pull it away. That's her first and the team's third. And it brings us to our third quarter media timeout. The 2025-26 women's basketball season is presented by Central National Bank, proudly serving Central Texans in Waco, Temple, and Austin. Make different. Bank Central, Central National Bank. All Bears in this one, 63-24 over Moyne. Just over halfway through the third quarter on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. When it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. But with the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud.
Here's a tip. Don't buy from social media ads unless the ad is from a verified company. When you click those ads, you open yourself up to fraud. If it seems too good to be true, it almost always is.
This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
Proudly serving Texas since 2007, Magnolia Realty is a full-service brokerage and a trusted neighbor, bridging expert industry knowledge with integrity and kindness. Known for their award-winning agents, Magnolia Realty understands the dynamics of making the real estate journey your own and the importance of trust from contract to close. You can find their local agents here in Waco and across the state, including in Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, and Temple. To get connected and learn more, visit magnoliarealty.com. Here's to home.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Continuing to get everyone involved. It's been the Bugs show in some ways, but it's been far from only her making things happen.
Yeah, Bugs is just, hey, Bugs is just on fire in this game. I mean, just eating up the boards, scoring, pulling down offensive rebounds, and getting putbacks. I mean, I think Little Paige Bugs have needed a game like this. I mean, a really feel-good game for her. I think you're seeing Janet Van Geitenbeek, who's running the offense really well. She has 5 assists and only 1 turnover. You've got Talia Scott, who only has 14 points. That's it. But she has been, again, assisting her teammates with a career high in 6 assists. And then you've got more opportunities for the Baylor bench to get in, because you know that they're going to have at least that last 10 minutes to be able to see what they can do collectively as a unit, whether that's Dong, Nelms, Abraham, Johnson, others, to be able to get in and play some good minutes here today.
Kyla Abraham back out there for the Bears out of the timeout. 2 rebounds in 6 minutes off the bench. Ella will play it in from the left sideline, top of the arc, and floats it to Bugs. Baylor up 63-24, 4:30 to play third quarter. They bounce down low to Fauntleroy, who can't hit from the left block, but she's fouled in the process. Free throws are coming. It is Peyton Butcher called for the foul. That's her second, and it's the 4th on Moyne. It'll send Fauntleroy to the free throw line, where she is 6 of 6 on the year. She struggled last season from the line, but it's been nice to see her really kind of finding that touch again and the opportunity she's been given at the line thus far this season. First free throw. One more is coming. Bella Fauntleroy came into the game 21 points away from 1,000 for her career. She's at 14 right now. And the second one rattles out. Rebound grab by Dincher. 64-24, the Bears by 40 as Yuting Gong prepares to check back in for Baylor. Gong with 2 first-half points and a rebound and career high 2 blocked shots. 15 seconds to shoot for Lemoyne at the other end. It is Lynn in between the circles. Bounces to Lynch at the free throw line, puts it on the floor, looking to get it out to Lombardi. She does so, 5 to shoot. Lombardi goes inside in a crowd and flips it up and out of bounds. That's by the Bears. It may have been blocked by Abraham.
Taylor was certainly there. The shot is good, but I don't know.
Jana and Bugs will get a breather. Markayla Johnson checks in, as does Yuting Gong. 2 seconds to shoot for Lemoyne, and their inbound pass is stolen by Talia Scott. She feeds it ahead to Markayla Johnson, who looked maybe like she was too far in the basket, but she adjusted, took the pass, and laid it in.
Coach Higgins was clapping there. I think she really liked that kind of full court play where you've got Scott in the open floor and finds Johnson.
And a missed 3 at one and leads to a Baylor transition opportunity at the other, but Kyla Abraham can't finish off the bounce beneath the basket from Talia Scott. And here comes Lemoyne the other way.
She may have been surprised getting that assist from Scott.
Along the baseline, a dribble and a shot by Lombardi, no good. Scott collects the rebound. Baylor off and running again. And Talia Scott tries to bounce it to Johnson in the corner, but Dincher gets in front of it and knocks it out of bounds. He's going to stay with the Bears. With 3:15 to play in the third quarter and 26 seconds on the shot clock.
You know, I think that time Talia Scott thought that Johnson, Markayla Johnson was going another fast break towards the basket. Instead, 21 went over into the corner, and I think Baylor's lucky that they did not get a turnover.
Talia plays it into Markayla Johnson. Catch and shoot from the baseline. No, but she's fouled. Free throws coming for the freshman. Markayla Johnson will go to the line. She was a top 50 recruit this year. And the lone true freshman on the team, that says something. I like what she brings. She's someone who is going to be a centerpiece for this team going forward. She's not ready for that yet, but give it time. She goes to the line. That foul, by the way, on Dincher. First shot is up, and it's too strong. One more coming. That foul on Dincher was her 3rd, and the team's 5th. So Baylor will be shooting the penalty for the final 3:13 of this third quarter. One more free throw coming for Markayla Johnson. It is up, and it's good. She's got 3 points. 1 of 3 from the floor, 1 of 2 from the free throw line, and the Baylor lead is 67-24. I know why the fans are cheering, Lori. I don't understand why 6-7 is so popular, but it is. Baylor has 67 points, and the players, Nina, Coach Nikki, are doing the motion. Now Talia Scott with an interception of the breakaway. It's 69-24. Baylor is up by 45 points.
Boy, they had about 15 seconds to be able to enjoy 6-7, and then it was gone.
Yeah, they love 6-7. I can't explain why. By they, I mean people quite a bit younger than me, and they enjoy it. There's a brick three by Moyne and another rebound by the Bears. Here is a drive by Scott. She gets in close, hesitation move, and she finishes with a layup. She's got 18 points, and it's now 71-24 in favor of the Bears. In the corner, it's Lombardi at the other end for Lemoyne. Her little bounce pass is knocked away by Bella Fauntleroy, and she absorbs some pain as she falls on it and smothers it. It's a jump ball, and it's going to be Baylor ball. I think Bella a little worse for the wear after that, but she's okay. You know, that only happens 8 or 9 times per game. So Bella, one of 3 Bears in double doubles with double figures tonight. You'd have Bugs with a double-double, 26 points, 11 rebounds, 18 points for Scott, and 13 for Fauntleroy. Baylor is up 71-24. A 3 would put Baylor up by 50. Here's Bella trying for that 3, and she spins it in.
Did she hear you?
Baylor up by 50, Lori, on the 3 by Bella Fauntleroy.
And assist number 8 for Talia Scott.
She needs 5 more points to reach 1,000 for her career. Talia Scott already with a career high in assists. She's up to 8. In now is McLeod for Lemoyne and Praise Matthews. Matthews dribbling around the top of the arc. Michaela Johnson harassing her. She bounces it to Clark, who stumbles and falls with the shot clock at 7. Gives it back to Praise Matthews, who misses the layup. Puts it back up on the offensive rebound and misses. There's an offensive board and a little spinning shot good by Moragas. She spun it and hooked it in. A little teardrop, I should say, from the right baseline. And that makes it 74-26. Just the 7th point of this third quarter by Lemoyne. In fact, Baylor's allowed just 13 points in the last 19 minutes of game action. Now Talia Scott drives, and she's fouled. May have caught an elbow in the lip there in the process by McLeod. McLeod's 3rd foul. And Talia Scott going to the free throw line, where she is 8 of 11 on the day. Another nice game for Talia Scott, 18 points, a career high 8 assists. She's got 4 rebounds as well. Really stuffing the stat sheet is her first free throw. Couple dribbles, and it's up, and it's good. She's got 1 more forthcoming. 75-26 Baylor. Baylor has scored 26 points in the first, 24 in the second. They're at 24 here in the third, and now 25. Meanwhile, just single-digit points for Lemoyne in each of the last 2 quarters. That's, of course, with a minute 16 to go here in the third.
That's Talia Scott at 20 points, 4 games for Baylor. 4 games of 20-plus points. She's done a lot of her damage from the free throw line. Half of her points, half of her 20 have come from the line. You can tell it's a little bit different of a game for her today. Really putting the ball on the floor and attacking the paint.
Minute 5 to play here in this third quarter. Nearly a steal again. Bella Fauntleroy got a hand on the basketball, went to the floor to smother it up. We've got a jump ball called, a foul called there, and Bella earned that one. She absorbed some more contact when she fell down. That's on game.
You know, that turnover actually came from Kyla Abraham, who just, you see big coming out and playing defense, and I think just really startled Lemoyne into turning that basketball over, and Bella in there to be the one to absorb the contact, as you said, and pick up the foul ball.
She goes to the free throw line, 1 of 2 today. Takes a deep breath as it gets very quiet. Golf announcing here at Foster Pavilion. First free throw is good. She's got 1 more coming, and she's 4 points away from 1,000. She's got 16 points today, 4 rebounds, 3 steals, and a block. She gets both free throws. She's at 17 points, and the Baylor lead is 52 at 78-26. Here is McLeod across midcourt for the Dolphins. She picks up the dribble and bounces to Moragas. Moragas wants to drive inside on Abraham. Abraham stands her ground and forces a miss from the right block. Fauntleroy with a rebound, but they rule she's tied up on the way down, and so it's going to stay with Lemoyne as they get a fresh shot clock. Bugs grabbed the rebound, and someone for Lemoyne must have got a hand in there, and enough so to draw the whistle and the tie-up from the officials. 20 seconds off the inbounds. They play it into Clark, who's going to fake a pass and unload a three and a hit from the left side. Abraham a couple of steps in front of her. She shot it over it and hit. And that makes it 78-29. Cuts their deficit below 50. Here's Bella Fauntleroy driving around the bucket, has it put away out of bounds. And Baylor will play it in with 28.7 seconds to go in the third quarter and 20 on the shot clock. It'll be Jana to play it in. She's directing traffic, needs to find someone and lobs it out beyond the outstretched arms of Bella Fauntleroy, who hustles and chases it down near midcourt to save the possession.
Long arms.
Yes.
Bella came in great use just then.
Here's Yuting Dong with 10 seconds to shoot, giving it to Jana Van Geitenbeek around an Abraham screen. Kick out back to Dong. She'll let a three fly, and she knocks it down. Pretty shot.
You can tell before it left her hand, she was ready to shoot it. Jana Van Geitenbeek wanted to get the basketball in her hands. That is Jana's 6th assist.
There's a pass in the corner for Clark, missing a three out of the right side, right corner, as the third quarter draws to a close. In a strong quarter by the Bears, and it was all Baylor in this one. Hey, Bears fans, this basketball season, make Pepsi your go-to game day drink, because it's the only drink for basketball watching. Pepsi, that's what I like. Proud partner Baylor Athletics. All Bears in this one. It's 81-29 as we head to the fourth quarter here at Foster on Baylor Sports Media Network.
TFNB Your Bank for Life is the official local bank of Baylor Athletics. Find out why more Central Texas are making TFNB their bank for life. Sign up for our Edge checking and savings accounts to earn interest or cash back. With 5 convenient locations and an award-winning mobile app, banking has never been easier. TFNB Your Bank for Life. Member FDIC.
Today we have 2 very special guests on our program. Introducing Lem.
Hey. Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So we could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right. Oh, I like it. So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip. Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Very complete game for the Bears. Holding Moyne to under 27% shooting. Baylor shooting 63.5%. Dariana Little-Page-Bucks has been electric today. She has 22 points, a double-double, 26 points, I beg your pardon, a double-double. 11 rebounds as well. Bella Fauntleroy is 3 points away from 1,000 for her career. Talia Scott, another 20-point game. And really, Lori, everyone is in on the act in some form or fashion today. That's been fun to see.
It is, and everybody doing something well. In fact, that three from Dawn, you can see the difference already in her. As far as, I've used the word confidence a lot, and I think that's what this part of the season is like. We talk about just how skilled you take the is, but she has not played that much, that many games in her collegiate career. And the more comfortable she gets, and the more that skill set develops, she is a key part of this team. What a player to bring off the bench who can just turn a game so quickly. She can do it on both ends of the floor just because of her 6'1" and the more she understands not only just the offense but the defense and continues to elevate her game like that. That's a big boost for me.
Taking the floor as we start the fourth quarter for the Bears, it is Van Geitenbeek, Markayla Johnson, Yuting Dong, Kayla Downs, and Bella Fauntleroy. Defensively for Moyne, they have Clark, Lennon, McLeod, Wangelo, and Lombardia out there. No, the other Clark sister, I beg your pardon. Here's a three by Bella. She knocks it down, and she's at 1,000 points for her career. Bella Fauntleroy joins the 1,000-point club. They got her the ball off the inbounds right away, and she didn't waste any time knocking it down. Congratulations to Bella Fauntleroy. 1,000 points in her Baylor career as Moyne answers with a layup. You know, defense is her calling card, but she's got some offense in that bag of tricks as well, and 1,000 points now.
And how exciting for for Bella Fauntleroy. Baylor has 3 players in more than 20 points today.
Ting Dong misses a hanging jumper in the lane, and now Moyne comes out of there with it. And now a steal by Jana Van Geitenbeek. She's got Markayla Johnson to her left, dumps it off to her, and she lays it in. And she's fouled. She got a chance at a 3-point play. I think someone for Lemoyne raced in at the last minute. I was blocked from the view, but raced in and fouled her. She laid it in. They should have just conceded that when she had it, but they did not. And now Bella Fauntleroy gets a glad hand from the bench in the crowd. Coach Nikki gives her a big hug. You can tell how happy they were for her getting 1,000 points.
And they set that up for her, too, because they certainly don't want to keep her in here for the next 10 minutes. But how fun to do that at home.
Free throw missed by Markayla Johnson. Baylor up 86-31 it is, because Baylor's going to be on the road the next 2 games, where she surely would have crossed that mark. Here's a 3 off the dribble, no good. Left side by Lennon. Jana Van Geitenbeek chases down the rebound in the corner. It'll bring it ahead. Baylor out there with Van Geitenbeek, Nelms, Dong, Pemberton, and Markayla Johnson. Really good opportunity for these bench players to do some positive things. Here's Nelms, a 3 from up top, and there's one of those positive things. Kayla Nelms hits a 3.
I told you that was coming. You cannot lay off of Nelms.
It's 89-31 Baylor with 8.5 to play in this one. Lemoyne Clark will fire a 3 off the catch, no good, and Pemberton claims the contested rebound. Gives it off to Jana.
Do good things there when you're on the floor, and that was a good rebound from Pemberton.
Here is Jana harassed, giving it up top to Nelms, looking for Pemberton, perimeter right. She swings it further towards the corner. There's Markayla Johnson. Off the dribble, she circles inside, loses the basketball. Dong finds it, up top to Jana. Here's a 3 from the left side, online but too strong. Markayla Johnson fights to keep the rebound alive, but pushes it out of bounds. Pemberton hustling after it, but just couldn't quite get to it. 89-31 Baylor, 2 minutes gone, 4th quarter. Yeah, that's really what you want to see. You know, the bench, this is a really good opportunity for some of these players to get some consistent play time here in these last 10 minutes. Wangelo has it for Lemoyne. Wangelo, their leading scorer, with 6 points, tied with Lennon in that regard. Lennon puts it on the floor, faking a 3, giving it back to Wangelo. They're going to lob it, a spinner rather, at the free throw line to Johnson. Johnson struggling to find a teammate. She's looking with the shot clock at 5 with Floor. Clark is going to have to unload a long-range 3. It's short. Rebound tipped by Dong. Fought for, and it's going to go Baylor's way as Pemberton was fighting for it with Wangelo for Lemoyne, and it's out of bounds to the Bears. 2.5 minutes gone, 4th quarter. Jana Van Geitenbeek out there, and you know, she's not a bench player, but this is some good opportunity for her just to kind of keep playing, get the feel with some of these players as well as she continues to work her way back to her pre-injury feel out there on the floor. She's got the ball, perimeter left, around a Nelms screen, looks to penetrate, instead fires outside to Pemberton. Puts it on the floor, drives inside a crowd, and is fouled. David Johnson with the foul, her second in the first on Lemoyne. Julia Scott will check back in, and she comes in for Markayla Johnson. 4 games for Julia Scott, 4 20-point efforts as a Bear. She talks to Markayla Johnson about the defensive assignments here as Pemberton goes to the free throw line, and it is good. It's her first scoring as a Bear.
9 out of 10 Baylor players have scored. Kyla's the only one without any scores, and Pemberton knocks down both of her free throws. She's got a rebound and 2 points.
So Pemberton, the North Dakota transfer, her first points as a Bear. Baylor's up by 60 now, 91-31. It's Clark high on the right side. Julia Scott with a hand in her face. She circles to the middle of the floor and gives it further out to Wangelo. Wangelo with a bounce top of the key and then takes a handoff right back from Johnson. Retreats beyond the arc. Now sees a lane to the basket. Jana there to contest, but Wangelo flips it in. She's their leading scorer with 8 points. 91-33, Baylor with the ball and the lead, 6.5 to go. Jana Van Geitenbeek spins it up top to Talia Scott. She wants a Nelms screen, gets downhill, bounces to Nelms. Nelms further out for a mid-range jumper. Pemberton knocks it down. Kira Pemberton's first field goal in a Baylor uniform. Player averaged 16 points a game last year for North Dakota from the Summit League. As her first 4 points as a Bear here in this 4th quarter. Wangelo with it at the other end for Lemoyne. Bounces to Johnson, left to the key, turns and faces the basket. She decides why not let it fly. Too strong on the mid-range jumper. Lennon with the rebound. Now it is Clark, who looked like Johnson was thinking three again, but thought better of it. Down to 12 seconds to shoot. There is Clark putting it on the floor. Stepping back, mid-range two, knocks it down. Baylor's outscored them at 12-4 here in this 12-6 rather in this fourth quarter. Leads at 93-35. Talia Scott, left side, looks it down low, throws it to Nelms in a crowd, gets in close, has it. Blocked partially on the way up, and then as she was fighting for the offensive rebound, a foul is called. That's going to go on Nelms. That's her second. That's the team's first in the Lori, 19 bench points for the Bears today. Their bench has outscored Lemoyne's 19-4. An opportunity to extend that deficit here in the fourth quarter with a number of bench players out there. Right now it's Dong, Nelms, and Pemberton. And they get opportunities for them to make some positive deposits, if you will, in the minds of the coaches. Wangelo back the other way for Lemoyne. Had the ball knocked away, but Clark saves it, gives it back to Wangelo as she retreats near midcourt. We're down to 5:15 to play in this one, all Bears in this game against Lemoyne here. There's a bounce to Johnson, high on the right side. She tries to fire it through a crowd and looks to hit the cutting Tincher. It's out of bounds, last touch by the Bears with 6 seconds to shoot. 0:09 to play. Lemoyne will have Wangelo beneath the basket. Goal post to her right. She takes the handoff from the official, looking to play it in, fires outside to Tincher, 5 to shoot. She'll unload a 3, no good. Pemberton and Dong collide as they look for the rebound, and it is Pemberton coming away with it. Halfway through the fourth quarter, Baylor with possession. Coach Nicky encourages them to slow down as Talia Scott sends it to Pemberton, further outside to Dong. Now here's Talia Scott around a screen from Nelms. Gets downhill, gets inside, can't quite hit from the left side on the running layup attempt. And the rebound is grabbed by Tincher. Back the other way, Lemoyne. It's Wangelo. Her pass into the post is tipped and stolen by Nelms. Good read there defensively by the sophomore. Baylor back the other way, looking to score some points off of that turnover. It's Pemberton giving it off to Talia Scott. Scott back outside to Pemberton. On the floor with the dribble, has it poked away, chases it back down and gives it to Talia again high along the left sideline. 10 seconds to shoot for the Bears. Nelms out to set a screen. Talia Scott gets around it, dribbles to the free throw line, kicks it out. Oh, wide open. Look at a 3 for Kayla Nelms. It's online but short front rim. Rebound is grabbed there by Clark, and here comes Lemoyne the other way with it. Kyla Abraham will check in. Next dead ball for Coach Nicky. Here's a 3 open up top, no good by Clark. Rebound batted around, and Van Geitenbeek comes out of there with it. By the way, 8 assists for Jana and 7 rebounds now.
She is really crashing the boards hard.
Yeah, stuff in the stat sheet in different ways this afternoon. Under 4 minutes to play here. Baylor up 93-35. Talia Scott tries to bounce it to Kayla Nelms off the screen, but it's kicked by Lemoyne out of bounds, bringing us to our fourth quarter immediate timeout. The 2025-26 women's basketball season is presented by Central National Bank, proudly serving Central Texans in Waco, Temple, and Austin. Bank different. Bank Central. Central National Bank. Bench players out there making some good things happen as they recognize on the video board. Bella Farmer, 1,000 points in her Baylor career. She got the first play of the fourth quarter. She's getting some well-deserved hugs. Teammates out there right now. We'll take a timeout and come back with more from Foster after this here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
See for yourself why Green Eye Associates is voted best in Waco year after year. Enjoy exceptional service and care from Dr. Leanne Green, along with her dedicated optometrists and staff. Receive trustworthy insights about your eye health. Enjoy the impressive variety of contacts and eyewear, and work with the most experienced optical team in Waco. Don't miss the new state-of-the-art dry eye therapies that rejuvenate the eyes, face, and neck areas with safe, non-invasive treatments to restore comfort and quality of life. Visit greeneyeassociates.com. Green Eye Associates, official optometrist of Baylor Athletics.
Hey Baylor fans, game day experiences for the 2025 football season are on sale now. Fans can purchase exclusive experiences online, including on-field photos, sideline access during warm-ups, tunnel access during the team runout, an in-game radio booth experience with the voice of the Bears, a birthday bash, and much more. There is limited availability per game, so purchase your experience today at BaylorBears.com/group experiences to lock in your one-of-a-kind game day experience today.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Scored today, and she's only taken one shot. She's been out there for defensive and rebounding routes, but see if she can get points as well. We've seen, the story of the day as we roll on will be the 3 20-point scorers, Bugs, Fauntleroy, and Scott. But, you look off the bench, Lori, 5 points for Dawn, 5 points for Nels, 4 points for Kira Pemberton, 5 for Markayla Johnson. That's been good to see. You're kind of wondering, can the bench step up a little bit? And you expect that they will, but today's a good sign in that direction.
Yeah, if you look at all of them shooting collectively over 50% from the floor, so they've done well. Boards as well. They took a good hit, so yeah, they may drop the ball over a couple of times. Baylor has played really solidly throughout the game. They haven't had one of those quarters where this you haven't seen that Baylor sustain it.
Just heard the dance, Michaela Abraham. She's back in for the Bears now as Talia Scott looks to play it in. Does so to Dawn, left block, bangs in, and is called for an offensive foul. Dawn was trying to, she had the position there in the post, was trying to get around her defender, just banged into her and knocked her down. That's the first foul on Dawn, the second on the Bears here in the fourth quarter. We're down to 3.5 to play. Baylor up 93-35. It is Wangelo with it out there with McLeod, Lynch, and the Clarks into the corner. Boy, good closeout there by Kira Pemberton, but then after passing up the three, Tincher was able to drive in and finish down the left baseline for the layup. 93-37 Bears. Here's Markayla Johnson with it. Johnson crossing over at the top of the arc around to Kyla Abraham's screen. Looks to find a teammate, does find Talia Scott. They find Abraham in the post, one dribble, puts it up and off. Couldn't quite hit there. And the rebound is grabbed by Wangelo. We're under 3 minutes to go now. Here's a pass ahead to Tincher. Talia Scott guarding her. Tincher with the dribble, bounces it to Lynch, takes the handoff right back, looks to get downhill on Abraham, who deflects her shot. Rebound picked up by Talia Scott. Baylor off and running in transition. Talia sees a lane last minute, bounces it off to Pemberton in a crowd. It's knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Bears. With just over 150 seconds remaining as Graves Matthews checks back in along with Sophia Bonnell for Lemoyne. It'll be Talia Scott to play it in. Beneath the basket. Inbounds to Markayla Johnson on the right wing. Left-hand dribble towards the middle of the floor. Angled offset right side. Lobs it to Kyla Abraham. 15 seconds to shoot. Abraham gives it to Scott. Scott lobs down low. Nice collaboration there all, but Abraham can't finish. Just left the layup attempt short there, and it's a foul on Kira Pemberton going after the rebound. Her first, team's third. Now they're trying to get Abraham a bucket there so that everyone will have scored today. A couple of good looks, couldn't quite finish there. McLeod has it. Baylor point total's actually been stuck at 93 for the last 4 minutes and 3 seconds. Bonnell tries a long three up top, no. Offensive rebound chased down along the baseline by McLeod. Another look at it for Lemoyne. Bounces to Lynch. Outside, Tincher, a long three. Catch and shoot is good. That gives them 40 points for the day, but Baylor's at 93 with under 2 minutes to go. Here's Talia Scott. Around a screen from Abraham. Gives it back. No, kicks it out to Dong. Catch and shoot three. Back rim, no. Fight for the rebound, and it's Pemberton coming out of there with it. She's fouled, trying to lay it back up. Free throw is coming. She grabbed that along the baseline, circled underneath the basket, and tried to lay it in. For the trip to the line. That is on Dincher. It's her fourth. And it's the third on the Dolphins. Pemberton at North Dakota last year was a 74% free throw shooter. First one here is good. Pemberton 3 for 3 from the line. 4 points, and now actually 5 points and 3 rebounds for her off the bench here in the fourth quarter this afternoon. Second one up, and it also spins through. Baylor 95, Lemoyne 40, 99 seconds to play in this one. Across midcourt, it's McLeod for Lemoyne. Bounces ahead to Matthews. Matthews outside to Bunnell. They're going to give it back to Tincher. Tincher's probably the scorer on the floor for them right now. She gets a screen from Lynch, fires it back to her for a right elbow jumper that rolls off. Rebound is grabbed by Kyla Abraham, and here come the Bears up 95-40, a minute 13 to play. Talia Scott with a head fake and a drive, kicks to the cutting Dong for the layup. Right baseline, backdoor cut. 7 points for Yuting Dong, and it's 97-40. Under a minute to go now. Talia Scott knocks the ball away from Tincher, and it's out of bounds. It'll stay with Lemoyne.
You know, Talia's really close to a double-double herself in a different way.
Oh, yeah.
You know, 20 points, and she has 9 assists.
That'd be nice to see. 9 already, a career high for her. McLeod takes the inbounds pass, gives it off to Matthews. They're going to go cross court to Tincher. Open look at a 3, and it's good. That makes it 97-43. This may be Baylor's last look at the basket. We'll see what Baylor does. Do you want to get Abraham a 2, or do you want to hit a 3 to hit 100? You know, you can see which way you go here. Here is Talia Scott, tripped and fouled. Not what I was expecting there. They actually had a foul again. That is Tincher, and that is her 5th, so her afternoon is done. She fouls out with 11 points, the only Dolphin in double figures.
She scored the last 8 points for Lemoyne.
And it will be Kaden Clark checking back in for her.
All right, let's see. Talia Scott scored again.
Okay.
An assist for her 10.
She's going to play it in, lobs it to Markayla Johnson, gives the handoff back to Talia. We're under half a minute to go. Talia Scott puts the head down, drives inside, and she is fouled. This is McLeod, and this will send Baylor to the free throw line now. Wow, that's her 4th. Shot clock off now, 25.9 seconds to play. And Talia Scott going to the free throw line. She's at 20 points, 9 assists, and 5 rebounds on the afternoon. A very complete game. You know, obviously we know about her scoring as she hits the first free throw. She's a great scorer, but she's done a lot of other things today positive for the Bears too. And really that's been the story. A lot of players have, you know, you look at the stat sheet, there's a lot of positive things there. Second free throw, too strong, but she got the bounce. 99-43. Baylor with the lead. Lemoyne with the ball. Ball is stripped away and chased down by Clark. A tie-up taken away by Talia Scott. Baylor's going to have a chance. Talia Scott kicks it to Dong, who misses the layup. Tips it back up. No, got it back. She's going to dribble outside, and Baylor, Nikki wants Baylor to hold the ball and not go for another shot. Fans don't like it, but that's the right call there. I think in a breakaway you can try it, but you don't need to there once you have the ball outside, and that's the ball game. 99-43. Baylor with the win here today. Hey, they had a chance to get her the 10th assist and the 100th point. She missed. What do you do? It was a good all-around game for the Bears. 99-43 the final. Lots of positive things to talk about today, Lori, on the postgame show, and that's what you wanted.
Yeah, there are a lot of good things, and I think for Baylor, this was probably the most focused performance that we've seen in this entire season, and we're only talking about 4 games right now, and especially for this team having to play out at Friday night in Las Vegas out at Pacific time to come back yesterday to really not get in any kind of a workout with just a film session. And they'll just be ready to go for this game. And this team was ready to go from the get-go. And it all started with Dariana Little-Page-Bugg scoring the first 6 points for Baylor on her way to an outstanding performance today of 26 points and 11 rebounds on 12 of 13 shooting from the field.
Coming up on the First Central Credit Union postgame show, we'll talk to Talia Scott and Coach Nicky. We'll give you stats, scores, and more. That's all on the way from Foster Pavilion, where the Bears win in dominant fashion today, 99-43 on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
The Toyota Trucks Game Day sales event is on, and there's no one key to victory. You need strength. You need power. You need agility. You need a team that shows up ready to win. And Toyota Trucks, yeah, they bring the full roster. The Toyota Tundra and Tacoma are built for it all. With available bed-mounted power outlets, massive towing capability, and a cabin fit for your crew, Toyota Tundra and Tacoma don't just show up to game day, they dominate it. Kick off the season with big savings during the Toyota Trucks Game Day sales event. But hurry, these deals won't last forever.
Toyota is a proud partner of Baylor Athletics. Wear green, haul gold in a new Tundra or Tacoma. Built to take you wherever the road leads, on game day and beyond. Visit your local Toyota dealer today.
Toyota, let's go places. See packages and options at toyota.com for feature availability.
Are you tired of slow internet? Are data caps and throttling making it impossible to stream your favorite shows and movies? If so, it sounds like it's time to switch to NextLink Internet. With NextLink, there are no data caps and no throttling, just super fast internet speeds, up to 1 gig over wireless in some areas. Plus, NextLink is an official partner of Baylor Athletics. So don't wait another minute. Give NextLink a call or go online to nextlinkinternet.com to see what special offers are available to you. Blazing fast internet is just a click or phone call. Bears.
Today we have two very special guests on our program, introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So we could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right. Oh, I like it. So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip.
Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
Bluebonnet Health Services has been caring for Central Texans since 2004. Bluebonnet is locally owned and operated, which allows them the most interaction with patients each and every day, promoting compassionate care and integrity. They provide hands-on attention to their patients through a staff with years of experience. Bluebonnet Health Services provides home health care, supportive care, and hospice. Remember, it's your health, your choice. Ask your doctor for services.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. When it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. But with the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud.
Here's a tip. Don't buy from social media ads unless the ad is from a verified company. When you click those ads, you open yourself up to fraud. If it seems too good to be true, it almost always is. This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
Fox Sports Radio, 93.9 K230CK and KRMX HD3 Waco.
This has been live coverage of Baylor women's basketball. Now it's time for the First Central Credit Union post-game show. Brought to you by Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, championship partner of Baylor Athletics. Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance online to find a local agent today. Central National Bank, proud season sponsor of Baylor women's basketball. Nissan, innovation that excites. Libman, America's trusted brand name in cleaning. Premier ER and Urgent Care. Feel better now. Stay tuned as we break down the game. Listen to highlights, talk with Coach Colin, players, and more. All coming up on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Joined by one of the stars of the game today, the reigning Big 12 Player of the Week, Talia Scott. 22 points, 5 rebounds, and a career-high 9 assists for Talia. Congrats on another great game. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me.
You know, we know of you as a scorer, but you have the ball in your hands a lot. So let's talk about that assist total first. You know, for you, I think you've got that ability to get a shot almost any time you want it. You've got that ability to get to the basket, to the rim about any time you want it. So take us through that kind of distribution role. Does that come naturally to you? It seemed like it did today.
Yeah, I think it does come naturally, and I think that since they were overplaying me, they were trying to take away my scoring opportunities. That just opened me up to get my teammates involved, and they did a great job getting in positions that they know that they'd be able to catch the ball and score, and so credit to them for playing their role to the max. I think everybody played their role amazing, and I was able to get them and find them and get them the ball to be able to score.
You know, I thought one thing that was great to see for the team today, you got off to a good start and just kept it up. It felt like, there were some moments where maybe the offense wasn't quite as high-flying as it was every time, but just felt like there was never a let-up. And I thought that was impressive with y'all having played just less than 48 hours ago.
Yeah, I think it was just the connectivity, right? We came back yesterday. We watched some film. We talked about the game. We talked about how we need to be connected, how we have to play together the whole 40 minutes and play fast and play our style of basketball. And I think we did that today. I think we really executed offensively, but it all started on defense, too. I think we did a great job getting in passing lanes, taking away their first options, rebounding the ball, and then just getting out and playing. And I think we did a great job just playing with pace.
Yeah, really good, solid 40 minutes today. But the way this game started was 6 straight points from Dariana Little-Page-Buggs. Talk about her performance today, because she was just on fire.
Yeah, she was amazing today. She always brings that energy. And so this was a game where she was able to get those rebounds. She was able to push the ball. She was on fire today. She was making all her shots, all her layups. She got me some of my assists. I was able to find her. And so she played amazing today. She was great on the defensive end for us. She got in some passing lanes, blocked some shots. Got some rebounds for us. So she's an amazing player, and she's like our glue piece. And so we really needed her today, and she showed up today.
Yeah, and for you have 601 career points in your early career still. And how fun was it today to see Bella Fauntleroy hit that three-pointer that gave her 1,000 points for her career? The crowd just shows the love for Bella.
Yeah, it was so exciting, especially like being new and then being able to get to know Bella and then seeing her score her 1,000 point and being there with her. Like, that was amazing. I'm so happy for her. She worked so hard. She's one of the hardest workers on this team, and she deserves everything that she got. And I'm so happy she was able to get her 1,000 points at home.
You, Bella, and Buggs all today with 20 points, and that hasn't happened for Baylor, I think, since the
2020. It's been about 5 years, almost 6 years.
And pretty good players. Queen Egbo and Alyssa Smith were among those 20-point scorers. So y'all up there with some big some WNBA players.
Here with Talia Scott. Talia, I want to ask, it was fun seeing the bench have a really strong game today. Just a lot of players involved. You play with Yuting Dong at Auburn, and y'all connected on a couple of buckets and assists. What's it like for you having her here, and probably for her having you here as well, that familiarity?
Yeah, I think just knowing how each other play. Even though we didn't get to play at Auburn because I was hurt, I was able to practice, as the year went on. And so being able to, we already know each other. We know each other's games. We know where our spots are. We know where each other's spots are. We know how to get each other involved. And so, having each other there and having each other on the court, it just makes it so much easier and makes it flow so much better.
Well, Talia, congratulations on another great game. I don't know, we'll see. You put up the numbers, maybe be in contention for another Big 12 Player of the Week award, perhaps. But really, a lot of players in on that on this team throughout the weekend today. Thanks for joining us, and congrats on a great game.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for having me.
That is Talia Scott joining us with her post-game comments. Talia Scott with 22 points, a career-high 9 assists to go along with 5 rebounds for the Bears in 32 minutes. She was so close. Oh, so close to having that double-double. It was hanging on the rim there to get her that 10th assist and fell off, but we appreciate the comments from Talia Scott. Now we're joined by Bears head coach Nikki Collin. Her comments, as always, are brought to you by Alliance Bank. It is your bank. And, Coach Nick, obviously you see 3 20-point scores, the first time that's happened here at Baylor in a game since the 2019-2020 season. So it's been a little bit, even with the special players we've had here. But more than just Buggs and Talia and Bella, which we'll talk about, I thought really it just felt like everyone was involved today. And you got some really good minutes to get the bench in there. And it seemed like you were really active in trying to put them in positions to execute.
Yeah, I mean, it's a long season. And, in the preseason, a lot of times, your goal is to build confidence in your bench. And we just have had a really hard schedule to start the season. And so, I think this was a day that I knew or had hoped we could get to our bench and get to it early and often. And I told Bella in that third quarter I was going to ride her longer because I wanted her to get to 1,000 at home. And, once I told her that, she made every shot after that. So that was good. But I think that it was important for Janda to see the ball go through the basket. and to take care of the ball. I thought it was, I just, these kids needed that. I thought even Kira being active there down the stretch was really, really good for her. We didn't execute plays down the stretch when we went to a lineup that doesn't play together a lot, but, I thought for the most part they competed really, really hard.
Well, early on, Bugs had that very first touch there, took the first pass of the game, and that one was a turnover. But pretty much every other time she touched the ball, good things happened. 26 points today, 11 rebounds, another double-double, 12 of 13 shooting. How did she, and I think even the team, respond to kind of really establishing her early?
Yeah, I think some of it is Bugs. I thought she was aggressive. I ran plays early for her because I wanted to get her touches and get her confidence going. But I also feel like, we found her in switches. We found her on high-lows. They were going to switch 1 through 4 all game. And then she did what she does, and she did glass work, And when you get offensive rebounds and you create extra possessions for your team, this is a team that when you rebounded it under the rim, there weren't shot blockers, so you had the ability to take it back up. So I let her play until she missed, and then it was time to get her out because the reality of these games is as much as you want to build confidence and get them feeling good, you don't want to get anyone hurt knowing what we have ahead of us and the quick turnaround from our game on Friday night. So keeping everyone's minutes down, like I probably would have played Talia 2 or 3 less minutes and had Jana play 2 more minutes. We just don't have a third point guard with Ella out and Nez not available yet. So one of them has to go, the stretch. And last year that was Jada usually, and so her minutes were a little elevated, and Talia really wanted that double-double, and I was going to give her that chance to try to go get it. And we missed a few shots for her there to get it. But I thought she, especially in the second half, I thought she did a really good job finding her teammates.
Well, talk about, Talia Scott and Jana Van Geitenbeek combined for 17 assists and only 3 turnovers in the game. They were really good finding their teammates. And you look at Jana, too, 8 assists herself and 7 rebounds as well. She was just really all over the floor.
Yeah, and I think that's important because I don't know that she had grabbed a rebound in the first 3 games. And she's not going to be 7 a game. But when you play a team that you get spread out and they're taking a lot of threes, you got to get long rebounds. You've got to win the race to the ball. Now, I did think a couple times I saw her down there battling for rebounds and actually boxing out because we were at times not switching anything and at times switching everything. And so you end up in mismatches a little bit on the glass, and I thought she battled. But it's about being quicker to the ball. You got to play to your advantage, and you got to pursue the ball off the rim. And I think that's important that both she and Talia went and got defensive rebounds in a game where there are obviously a lot of defensive rebounds to go get.
Visiting with Coach Nikki Collin, Baylor 99-43 winners today at home over Moyne. So next up, headed to Disney World, WBCA Showcase, top 25 matchup Thursday against Iowa. Obviously, the competition, is going to pick right back up. What are a couple things today that you want to see the team work on? What are a couple things you want to see them build on positively?
Yeah, I thought positive. I thought we shared the ball a lot better than we have. I thought we saw open people and moved to openings better. I thought our spacing and transition was better. I thought our communication at times was really, really good on D. It was important for me to get Kayla minutes because, when you play, Iowa has 3 really, really good post players, and they try to throw the ball in the low post. And so, it's easy to play a 2-post, kind of rotation when you face a team that's going to spread you out and drive it and shoot it. But when you play a team that can absolutely shoot the heck out of the basketball like Iowa can, but to start the season they are playing through the low block, and they're playing to overloads, and they're playing double big, and so we're going to have to play some double big. We're going to have to be really good in our low post coverage, and so I thought she needed minutes. I got to get her in shape because I felt like, trying to play her extended minutes there, she didn't want to roll anymore. She just wanted to pop, and there's a time and a place for that. But not when you're too tired to roll, and it's the easy way out. So, but we're going to need all 3 of them. We're going to need all the bodies we can get when we go down to Disney because, Iowa, you think they're a 3-point shooting team, and a year ago, Hannah Stolke played the 5, and they spread you out, and they have that offense, but more often than not, they're playing old school triangle get in a ball side triangle, pound it in, flare on the backside. You know, like they're trying to take advantage of their size, and so they've been playing through the post and playing off that. So I thought that was really important that we get those guys minutes. You know, I don't think Kyla played her best game. I just thought she didn't get to her left-handed finish, which I don't know why, because I think her left-handed finish is elite. Like, I really, really believe it's elite, and I don't know why it's not her go-to. You know, I keep telling her that. Like, I thought she got good touches and rolled to the rim and then just didn't finish layups with her right hand, and she extends way better and finishes way better with her left hand.
Well, that will be Thursday night. Looking forward to that. Coach Nikki, congrats on the win. You have a few days now in between games to work on things. And,
yeah, we leave on Tuesday. I don't know about a few days. We have a day off, practice, and get out of here. So
all right.
This is a mad November is crazy for us. We will probably never schedule like this again. But I really have no one to blame but myself. And so here we go. You take the opportunities, and, you know, ultimately – I think sometimes we have to understand our platform and the reality of, like, you play these games so that, you know, you build these rapports with tournament organizers, and then that helps you the next year. So there's a reason for everything we do, but sometimes in the midst of when we're doing it, I'm questioning why I did it in the first place. So I'm in that mode right now, but maybe it's just because I've got a cold, and half the team's got a cold, and we need to get healthy and ready for the Hawkeyes.
Well, when Paris or Disney, when they want Baylor to play big names, it's hard to say. That's the stage you want this time of year.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not the time to talk about it now. Contracts aren't done, but we've got a couple huge opportunities next year that are a big part of what we did this year, right? So, you know, especially playing well and tournament organizers liking that, it builds on opportunities for us next year. So everything's like table setting, and we just want to go down to Disney and represent Baylor really, really well.
We'll look forward to that starting Thursday night there. Coach Nikki, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Bears head coach Nikki Collin, 99-43 win today over Moyne. The Bears improved to 4-0 on the season heading into that Thursday night game against Iowa. We'll be back with more of the First Central Credit Union postgame show after that. We will take a look at the final stats in this one, other scores around the nation today, including a big win for the Big 12 this morning. All that and more forthcoming here from Foster Pavilion on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Baylor Nation rolls along with Allen Samuels Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram. Start with award-winning service and factory-trained techs. Then shop our new and used lineup from cars, trucks to SUVs, all makes and models. Running a business? We're your central